Well, first things first, my name is Kenneth Byrd. My company is ILEG Technology Screens. ILEG Technology Screens. And ILEG stands for Infusion Light Energy Gain. It's actually our new gain that we have. Mind you, before you can actually make up a gain or design a gain, you're gonna have to prove it actually does exist. That cuts down on a whole lot of dumb nonsense at the end of the day. That's why we deal with all these fake, knockoff, poor excuse projectors that claim they got 4K, 10K, 20K. They just make it up as they go along. I find it interesting that when I buy one of these projectors, that it'll say all this stuff that it's designed to do. And in the minute I get it here, on the box, it says nothing of what it said it was going to do. All right, so we're going to come in here. We're going to be updating our website to the new technology, which you haven't seen it. That is our ILEG Infusion Light Energy Ultimate Black Cinemax. And man, that thing is incredible. It's incredible. Matter of fact, we're going to be expanding the screen size. So my screen here has two tiles that are painted over with it, that are roughly, and this is not tile, this is surface we already had, we weren't using, because those right there were interesting to do, and I don't want to mess those up. So we got both in here. But anyway, so I'm going to be putting another 36 by 24 on it to expand the screen size, and I'm going to put a frame around it, and the frame's going to be white with the halo system built in. We've got to show off halo systems on this thing. Alright, so I'm putting in my, changing all these out. And I'm going to put two more down here. So we have plenty of room for our video players and what we want to add in here. Putting in our video players. Bum, 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 bum. This is going to be a fast one because I got other stuff to do today. So we're doing a light update. This is just basically putting in all the stuff we recorded on our new technology. Black versus black, which we got to put a lot in there because we're going to have some fun with that screen. There's just so much stuff. I'm walking around like, oh, just against that surface, against that surface, that surface, that surface. And it's certified, so we're doing a day. Ultra short though, we're doing a day. White levels at 1000. We're doing today. Man, I don't want to get any Saturday today. I'm going to go get some Saturday in the day. But this is what's required when it comes to a screen paint product. And I've seen people come out and introduce a product, no testing of any kind whatsoever, nothing, just nothing there. I guess they consider testing for them is just turn it on a projector in a dark environment and go, voila, we're done. Because I literally saw that happen with the Frankenstein. I literally have pictures and videos of that. It's alive. The video called It's Alive. We have a copy of that. And literally just final test done. Final test was literally dark environment, high power projector, and that was it. We got it over here. It had all sorts of problems with it. White levels weren't reading correctly. It was probably with ambient light. For some reason, the screen kept going darker. Angle gains were extremely poor. The certified screens beat the living crap out of it. We matched the freaking to bullseye primer, dark primer. We were able to match it to that. It was just so many issues with it. Balance levels were completely off. And this is what happens when you use high-powered machines to pretty much clean up the mess of a screen that has a lot of problems. That's why you don't use high-powered machines. So if they're going to force customers to spend the money for the expensive machines in order to get the screen to work, or go through painstaking calibration and all that other nonsense, and then to have people come up and make up. I honestly, truthfully, if we got both of them into a panel, like a serious panel with other people who know what they're talking about, they wouldn't be to answer any questions in there. They would not. I gave them questions that just could not respond back to me. This is why we get the emojis and they're freaking laughing and all that, carrying on and acting up, and the dumb stuff they do, because they really don't know what they're talking about. So simple questions I'll ask them, they'll never respond back to me because they don't know what they're talking about. So again, the whole thing with using these high-powered, ultra-short throw machines is to mask the problem that the screen's having. This is why, if you notice, customers who have the product don't get the same results that that individual may get in his video demonstrations because he's using modifications to cheat. That's why there were problems there, a lot of problems there. And it wasn't just because when he said he was moving on to bigger and better things, which he did not do at all, as we can see. Matter of fact, he landed 2 new lawsuits because of something he did, as he said he was moving on. His customers, their screens were horrible. I mean, they're absolutely horrible. They're all in the dark. Screens are washing out, fading. Colors are very bland and washed out. Dull colors, discoloration to the screens. And it just didn't look the same way in his demonstrations. Because, again, he cheated in his demonstrations. So, yeah, the Frankenstein was a mess. We got over here, it was a hot mess. It was a real hot mess. So, we have videos of actual shots from him showing the Frankenstein in a window, and you could see where the red levels, where the flowers are, were gone. It just wasn't there. It was giving the same reaction that the customer was even getting off the personal mix. The same thing, same reaction. But we'll post those today because I got them in my category, in my whatchamacallit. We'll post them. Since now YouTube allows you to do slideshows, we got a lot of stuff, pictures that we have taken of evidence of people's screens failing on massive levels. And we're sharing with you. And if anyone feels, they feel, well, we know we didn't doctor anything, but they feel we doctored it, we got videos to match everything. So we can post the videos too to match with it. But yeah, really bad products. They weren't tested. There was no test really done on these products at all whatsoever. Really fake demonstrations. That's it. Let me see. Okay, these are the 2 players, so we can add ours in. These are tests we did on the previous paints now. This is the other one we have with the Halo system on these right here. So now these are going to be removed for the new technology. We already got to get rid of those. This is our ILEG like gain technology, the pictures and all that stuff right there. Information explaining the technology. That's why I said that even the websites weren't even done correctly. That's the new technology we're working on right now. That's what's coming soon. So let's drop our videos in there right now. And as going over to Marketplace, which I cannot explain this enough, and demonstrations, your specification sheets are too short. It's interesting. I go to eBay, and their specification sheets are huge. They're huge specification sheets in there. A lot of information in there. Those 2 individual, really, that was your specification sheet. That's the best you had. That tells me you have no knowledge on your product whatsoever. You don't even have on your specification sheet the time and the hour of when a screen activates when it's outside. Because it can't be activating at 12 o'clock or 3 o'clock or 4 o'clock. You're not activating at that time. So what time does the screen actually activate? You can't say it's weatherproof. Is it waterproof? Is it crack? Would it crack? Would it peel in extreme cold? Do you have any testing on that? Any back? Nothing. So how do you know that screen might get out there and just split right in half, or basically freeze and just crack the surface and the person's screen itself? How do you know it's not going to buckle and peel when the heat hits it? And you got areas out there where it gets foggy. You got a lot of moisture out there that could damage the screen extremely fast. You have none of that information out there. What type of projectors are we using outside? Can we use pico projectors? If somebody goes out there with a projector of 300 lumens and it fails miserably, they can blame you for it because you don't have nothing in the specification sheet telling them, like, hey, you can't go out there with 300 lumens. You got to need a certain requirement lumen count. What happens after 7 o'clock? What type of projectors can we use? What type of projectors can we use before 7 o'clock? Because 7 o'clock, we talking about 6 and 7 o'clock, 4 o'clock. Those are hours where light outside can be brutal. So you have to tell them what particular type of projector they can use at that particular time. See, just alone for the outdoor, that's an easy maybe 20 paragraphs. Easy. And you got pico projectors. What type of pico projectors are we talking about? Now you got pico projectors that have a little bit short throw lens, some have a little bit of a long throw lens. This affects the focus capability. You know, and got none of that information. Distance throw. What about your distance stroke? Now, we do a distance stroke. You can't just throw the projector back and go, oh, I'm at a distance, and pick it up. No, that's not enough. You have to do a comparison, which means a comparison gets a white screen and another screen and matches your screen exactly, which is called the black on black or gray on gray. You have to show that. And keep in mind, alone, you have to have those demonstrations showing your product versus black paint, black film, black fabric, everything you can think of. Gray screens, same thing. Anyone goes to your cat, I'm going to tell you how fast you can get a lawsuit, how fast it can happen. Anyone that goes through your information and they find that there are tests missing can file a lawsuit against you. Anyone can file a lawsuit on anything. You're going to have to back it up in court. That's the problem. You're going to have to back up in court. Now, if you never made the claim, they can't get you. But if you did make a claim, they can get you. So if they fire up that screen, like say, with all the lights on, you never said yourself was, say you said you have this ambient rejection, right? And they turn all the lights on and everything, and the screen washes out. They're going to take you to court for it. Now you could say, well, my screen paint doesn't work in that type of environment. But the problem is you're going to have to state where on the website you actually made that statement. And if it's not on the website, you're liable for it. That's why you don't make up fake specifications. So if your specifications are fake in your website and you're just fluffing it to make your product look good, you could be sued. And we're going to show you an example, because at the end of the year, there's a lot of people going to court because my company's suing a bunch of people. We're taking to court, we're challenging you. Just like Epson challenged a bunch of people on those fake projectors. They came out there, they made these fluff projectors, and Epson was like, oh, heck no. You ain't letting that nonsense go into my territory at the end of the day. I'm going to challenge you in court. And that's what they did. Read up on it. It's in court documents stating that Valva projectors, that other projector, I think it's called VAKYO, whatever it's called. But anyway, that projector got hit, and then a couple other, GM Go, I think was one of the projectors. Yeah, got hit. It's a lawsuit by Epson. Because Epson challenged them in court, and they couldn't back up their claim that their projectors actually did what they did, and they lost their cases. So I plan to challenge a lot of people. If that ruffles your feathers, then you need to pull your inventory, because if your inventory is not what you're saying it is, you're in a lot of trouble. You can't say your product pulls 100% contrast when it's gray, because it doesn't. Which is pulling the 100% contrast? When you get in court, they'll break it down. Which one is pulling the 100% contrast? Is it your screen or is it the projector? Now, if you're asked that question, what are you going to say in court? Can't say it's your screen because it's gray, because everybody knows that gray screens can't read 100% contrast, only a black one can. So which one is pulling the 100% contrast? That would be the black screen. I'm sorry, the projector pulls 100% contrast. When it projects it, it pulls 100% black levels. Okay, when it strikes your screen, does your screen have the ability to read a 100% black level that the projector is producing? Now, mind you, you're going to have to say no, because you know that's impossible. Well, you need lights to manipulate the environment to make the screen be able to produce a darker contrast. See? That's the kind of stuff you're facing in the courtroom. So if I'm asking you basic, simple questions about your products and you can't respond back, how bad it's going to be when you're in a courtroom and you got a prosecutor on top of your head asking you these questions. There you go. That's why you got to back your stuff up. And people can't think you can't be dragged into a courtroom. Oh, yes, the heck you can be. Yes, you can. That's why we have a policy. We hope somebody says something stupid or basically challenges me in the courtroom. I hope you do. You see how much tests I do? That's the reason why nobody won't do it, because they see the massive amounts of tests we did. Look at this technology we have here. This technology right here has more tests. And we're just getting started. It has more tests right now than most screen paints I've seen on the market right now today. They have nowhere near the testing this thing has on it right now at a stage 2. At stage 1, 2 couldn't do, because stage 1 can't be painted yet, because the way the formula's made. But stage 2, it has more testing than any screen right now. By the time we complete all our screen paint, this is why we have 12,000 videos in the account, because we do literally that much testing. So with that being said, if your product can't back itself, anyone can bring it to a courtroom and get you for an easy 10, 12 grand, depending on where they take you at. Mr. Rogers has easy lawsuits all over his page. Easy lawsuits. The gain range, open and shut lawsuit. Can't back it up. And we're already taking him to court already for the fact that his website lied to the consumers and claimed to make statements it couldn't make. So he's already going to court for that. On top of that, defamation, because, he posted my face on his YouTube channel, called me a scammer and all these things. So he's being sued for that for millions. Can't do that, Jack. That's why no lawyer reached out to me. The lawyer contacted us. No lawyer is going to contact us. You know why? Because even the lawyer is going to tell him at the end of the day you're getting sued. You just better be to work it out with them. No workout. We're not doing no workout. You do dumb stuff. You got to learn to deal with it. Anyway, so let me go over here and get these videos real quick. Specification sheets. Way too short. I go to eBay. I read through their specification sheets. Their specification sheets have more information on them than the so-called individuals who call themselves making a product. And if you're upset and bothered by me keep mentioning you, you know why we mention you over and over again? Why you will never end. Your name will be in history books forever. You know why we keep bringing you up? Because you guys are the poster child for what you don't do in projection screen paints. We literally have a site made for customers and people that are getting into the field of wanting to get into home theater projection and what to not to do. And you guys are the fantastic poster child for that. It's on the blacklist. What did you do? You stole Google images off of Google to enhance your picture capabilities to make your product look like something that it wasn't because it came from a Google image. We have that there. We did a copy and paste and went and did a Google Lens search and found out that 4 or 5 of their pictures didn't belong to them. Another one, right on his site, shows humble beginnings. Shows him talking about how he did an installment. There's no place in those pictures to do an installment. Virtually impossible to put a screen in there. It's a headache. You wouldn't be to put one in there. Impossible. So you never did any installment in it to begin with. You lied. That's all over Google and YouTube. Specification sheets. Your specification sheets don't say anything. Really nothing at all. You talk about rear projection. There's nothing there on rear projections. We're experts in that field. I think I would know what you would need to put in for rear projection. You're missing a ton of information in there. You're not going over that with a roller, by the way. It's just not going to happen. You claim your product to be a thin light coating. You don't know how to make a thin light coating projection screen paint. See over there? That screen right over there, the one that right there, that's a thin coating technology. Do you see how smooth it goes on? No imperfections, one coat done, finished, no multiple coats, no streaking, no changing of colors. Do you see the color that screen is? It's black. Always black. Not turning gray or whatever weird color your product turns into. It is actually black. I painted over multiple surfaces. I painted over t-shirts, sheet metal. We painted over fiberglass, cardboard. No problem whatsoever. You don't know what a thin light coating, you know what you're doing from the door. That bubble light texture, English muffin look, whatever that stuff was going on, I don't know. But anyway, and then the gain range. Again, any customer orders that stuff, how are you going to know what gain you're going to be using? How do you know? It has 2 gains on it. Which one do you think you're going to get? How do you know which one you got? You don't know, because he doesn't even know. I know, because we contacted him multiple times. I sent messages to his email twice. We sent messages to his messaging board on his website. We received nothing back. We contacted the customer in the UK twice. He blocked the comment section. When McAfee was talking about it, not one time in both video demonstrations with the charcoal and the black, McAfee never mentioned anything about gain range. Never. Jamie, when he did the demonstration on a narrow view, trying to keep the image blocked out, make sure you can't see the screen, comparing with anything in the environment that could be black and tell the screen was gray, which he failed because you can see the bottom of the screen. When you pull it down, it's black. It wasn't matching the screen, and then he turned around. All of a sudden, magically, the screen turns black. Did he mention anything about gain range in the video? Nothing. Those videos were all documented and recorded to use against Mr. Rogers in court to show that even the people that were doing the demonstrations for him didn't know anything about this gain range. And the specification sheets, clearly, where he has the huge readout of instructions, it says nothing of it in there. So how are you claiming to have something on your page that your product does, but there's no videos, there's no pictures of it, even the people who tested it for you, they don't know what it is, the customers don't know. So clearly, you've committed consumer fraud. And if anyone buys that paint and they're painting it down, and you contact them, what are you going to get back in return? So that's why states were getting removed, because we're missing 10 states out of his collection, including ours, Texas, and Maryland's missing. So with that being said, he made it up, just like he made it up with the Goopity Goo, because we have a video of him saying that, well, if you paint the screen a fifth time, it gets slightly brighter. You got to prove that in court. So anyone hits one of those shopping carts, you buy that paint, and you're trying to figure out, okay, what game do I have? Because everybody's trying to push for the higher game. He's going to show you how to do it. And if he can't show you how to do it and you explain to him, contact him and say, hey, look, I need to know this, such and so, and he's not giving you that information, you go file a PayPal complaint against him, get your money back, and then if PayPal wins in your favor, you go to small claims court, you file, it's about $100, pretty much where you're at, it's roughly about $100, and you sue him for $12,000 or $10,000. He'll lose. You know why he'll lose? He can't back it up. He cannot back it up. Easy, 10, 12 grand in your back pocket. That fast. That's all. Because he can't back it up. Anybody can hit him with a lawsuit. Because you can't back it up. And then people sit there and say, well, I don't want to take it to court because then, I got to pay for a lawyer. There's no lawyer in small claims court. There's no lawyer in there at all. It's just you and the judge. That's it. You ever watch People's Court? Any one of them? You see people walking, see the attorneys next to them? No, there's no attorneys in people. That's small claims court. It's you, the judge, and the person you're suing. That's basically about it. So he's going to have to show up. He's going to be on the other side. You're going to be on the other side, and the judge is going to be in the middle. And you just have to sit there and just say, well, look, I bought this product, clear off his website. It mentions something about gain range. It's a very important part of the screen. How important? It allows the screen to be able to generate a high enough gain so it can operate in a fully lit environment. Or you don't even have that down there. You don't even have what type of environment the screen. You're sued, man, on so many levels. It's not even funny. Because even that's missing. So what type of environment is the screen going to be operating in? But anyway, the fact that it's not there. So I'm trying to figure out how to get the gain to pick up. Now, keep in mind, for people at the end of the day think that you can't be sued over something that small, let me explain something to you. McDonald's, a cup of coffee, because they stuck the coffee inside of the microwave and a vacuum seal sealed around the top of it, causing the coffee to become extremely hot. And when that person went to open it, that coffee shot in their face. And they sued McDonald's for millions and millions of dollars. You can sue somebody for the smallest thing as long as you have 100% proof that it actually did happen. That's the only thing that wins a lawsuit. It has to have substantial proof that it actually happened. Gain range is substantial proof because he made a statement about something on YouTube, posted it to his website, put a shopping cart on it, put a PayPal account on it, and try to collect money on something that he cannot back up, which follows under the guidelines of consumer fraud. And because of that, he's going to have to back up in a court of law that gain range is an actual existing thing. The problem he has is the timeline from when we were asking him and the timeline where they're going to count the videos from all his products. It doesn't mention it anywhere in those videos, and you can be sued for that. Easily. They sued, who did they sue? They sued Xbox. Xbox got sued. Xbox got sued because they were claiming something on their system that it could do, and people bought it and they couldn't do it. And they got sued for that. Yep. They got sued for that. They sued GameStop over a shortage on consoles. Because they took all these pre-orders in, and they couldn't meet the demands of the pre-orders, and they got sued over that mess. What was that? I think it was a PlayStation that went through that. Yeah, the PlayStation shortage, yeah. They got sued. And then GameStop turned around and sued Microsoft. Because Microsoft was supposed to have these on demand. It was a mess on that one. Yeah, as long as you can prove it. As long as you can prove it's a lawsuit. And then you'll get people sit back and say, well, it's too small. The court's not going to take it. The court will take anything. As long as you have proof that it did exist. People take people to court for the crazy stuff. There was a woman that took, another woman took McDonald's to court over a pickle. A pickle. Because she claimed this pickle was so scalding hot in this hamburger that it came out and it caused 90-degree burns on her bottom lip. And you got a lawyer at the end of the day, a lawyer will take that case. You know what? You'll take it. They're going to get paid either way. You got to pay them. You know that, right? You got to pay them. So they're going to get paid whether you win or lose. They're still getting paid. Take that, walk that in the courtroom, fill out the paperwork for you. Okay, let's do this. They'll tell you, odds of winning this is going to be really bad, but you're going to pay me. You want to pay out the money. Let's go. Let's do this. There you go. Those cases, he got as an open and shut case. Open and shut case. Easy 12, either 10, $12,000. And Mr. Rogers, if you decide to go, well, I'm gonna get a lawyer because what you're saying, no, buddy, you're gonna get a lawyer to sue me for telling people that they can make money off of you because you lied on your specification sheet and made something up that didn't exist. That's like basically telling a police officer that you're missing 4 bags of cocaine and somebody broke in your house and stole them. You see where I'm getting at with that? So you're going to ask them today, well, can you back up what Mr. Byrd? No, you can't back up because it doesn't exist. So yeah, people can make money off you easily. They can sue the daylights out of you. And if you get somebody who brings an attorney in there and they decide to take you to civil court, you lost $50,000 to $80,000, probably more than that. If your screen doesn't code correctly, where it had that English muffin kind of gritty look to it, and you damage someone's screen, they can sue you for that. That stuff you claiming to be front and rear screen paint, it's transparent, they paint that onto a screen and it's not transparent and it damages you, you're paying for that. So this is my new product right here. You guys are behind, aren't you? I'm up to 100. I got 111 products made on this site. 111. My other site has 500 products. Each one of these, gentlemen, this is how slow you are. Each one of these products you see right here are all tested. There are YouTube videos on every single one of those products. All testing on every single one of them. And that's my track record right there. My track record versus yours. How many paints have you made? Not a lot, I can tell you that much. And there's no testing underneath all your products. Because when I go into your shopping carts, I don't see links. I don't see specifications. See the size of my specifications, how huge they are? This is why people steal our specification sheets. Crow went in and stole. I got it on YouTube. Went and stole our specification sheets because he didn't know how to write one correctly, so he stole ours and put his information in there. That's pitiful. See, the sad thing about that is, there are links right there, we just loaded it in. The sad thing about that is, that even if he was trolling at the end of the day, he's running a business. He's trying to make money off his product. When you're trying to make money off your product, stealing someone else's specification sheet makes you look really bad. You just advertise for me. That's all you're doing. You're advertising for me. You're working for me now. Because you're stealing my stuff to try to make your product look good. And meanwhile, you're telling other people at the end of the day that our products are scams. Yeah. Tell me how that one works. Make it make sense. I like that one. Make it make sense. I got that. My friend says it all the time. It's stuck in my head now. All right. So you don't have any specification, no information there. You got to have a black on black demonstration. You got several of those in there. We got it for the gray screens. We have to do paint down demonstrations, which means you should be able to paint that screen in no time at all. I got to put a timer up to see how fast it takes us to paint a screen in. Because, man, our timing is good, man, on that screen. Boom! We're about to expand this one over here. About to make it bigger. Let me get this done. I'm going to drop my videos. This is short. This is why I can run and have a little fun here. I got to kill time until 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. But until then, look at this. Bam, 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 bam. Oh, test it. Oh, test it, test it, test it, test it, test it, test it, test it. Boom. Oh, there's more. Test it, test it, test it, test it. Is that it? We hit the bottom? We hit the bottom. All this is tested. How many paints did you guys make? There you go. And then we go to the other site. The other site has 500 on there. And y'all come up with these 2 and 3 paints. 1 paint? That's it? Yeah, 1 black paint. Not even black. I can't call it black paint. It's gray paint. 1 gray black. You can call it gray black. That's what it is. Gray black. 1 gray black paint. That's it? Over all the different ones we have? Really? And you consider yourself to be the king and the big daddy of screens? Really? Well, I'm going to tell you something, Mr. Rogers. You don't rip down that site and you don't change that nonsense on there, we'll get done with you. You're going to wish you weren't born because you're already being sued already. You're going to be sued for defamation for using my face and slandering me. And you're going to be sued because that range gain doesn't exist. I'm going to challenge your company. And anybody else who comes along and they hit that site, they order anything from you, transaction changes over, you're in trouble. But you can't back it up. And that's an easy $10,000 to $12,000 depending on your state. That's what I say 10 to 12. Because some states will give you a little more, some will give you 12, and some will give you 10. If he can't back it up, you can take him to court just on that alone. That's like somebody saying at the end of the day that our projection screens can produce, even though they're white, they can produce a 100% black with the lights on. And you never see any demonstrations of them doing this. Not one demonstration of them actually doing this. Just they talk about it a few times here and there, but you never see anything on that. And they say they got some videos on it. You never see videos. They lead to nothing. Links lead to nothing. And then you contact them. They don't respond back. You're getting sued. I don't know what he was thinking about that one. I don't know what he was thinking about that one at all. Period. So, Mr. Rogers, message to you, because I know you're going to watch this. You watch it later on, but message to you. If you think, again, that we can't sue you in court for the range game, if you think that you have not committed any sort of consumer fraud, have an attorney contact me. Again. Like 5th or 8th time I'm asking this. You can ignore this all you want. It's not going to go away. So I'm going to tell you from the door. It's never going to go away. You made the statement. It's never going away. Your website, all that stuff is duplicated and it's put on different pages. There are people going through it, looking through your site. Even they've been contacting him and asking him about the gain range. He has not been responding back to anybody. There have been people trying to get his paint, not only for us, but for testing, to test themselves about this gain range nonsense he made up. This is why there's 10 states missing off his page. Can't back this thing up. But this is the thing about pride at the end of the day, people. This is why I said pride is destruction. Man's destruction. He can't remove the website. Now, why can't he remove the website? Pride. That's why he can't remove it. If he removes that website, that means at the end of the day, he already has to deal with the fact that he had to give us back our money. He's going to live with that for the rest of his life. That will haunt him forever. But that's his fault at the end of the day. It's not mine. If you're talking trash and I come to buy your product from you and you give me back my money, whose fault is that? That's your fault. And that's what he's living with. He's living with that nightmare forever. In the back of his mind, he can lie all he wants on camera. He can say whatever you got to say, but deep down inside, you gave me back the money. And you know why? You couldn't back the product up, and you couldn't have it come here because you knew it was going to fail 100% in our hands. You knew we were going to test that product. So with that being said, you will live with that for the rest of your life, and that's what bothers them. Those are the things at the end of the day, people, that do more damage than a lawsuit, because that's in your head. You can't get rid of that. That'll be in your head forever. So that's what he's dealing with. That's why when we came in to buy the paint again, he canceled the entire state because he couldn't deal with the embarrassment of giving us back money again. That was really embarrassing for him to go through. But again, don't write checks you can't cash. All right? There you go. Learn a valuable lesson about that. He would be learning lessons, right? But he learned a lesson that day. So, he can't remove the site. Even if it's going to cost him everything. And there's some people like that. They will not, it will go down with the sinking ship regardless. Just like the Titanic. You know, the fellow made that statement about not even God can sink this ship. He shot himself. He went down with the ship, but a gunfire went off in the back when he killed himself. He couldn't go back. He couldn't face the people after making such a statement. Some people just can't. He could have came back from that. It's easy to come back. Okay, I made a mistake. I messed up, you know. Hey, you know what I mean? I made a big mistake. You know, I'm sorry. I apologize. You just got to live with it. But, you know, it's better than basically killing yourself at the end of the day, isn't it? Everybody makes mistakes, but do they come back and they apologize for the mistake? No, they just keep on going with it. That's that pride. He could have easily came back in and said, well, you know, hey, look, we made a mistake. The gain range doesn't exist. You know, we kind of made it up. You know, we apologize. He would have came up better that way. No, he can't say that because, again, he made those statements toward me. He made the product to try to make my product look bad. And if his product were to fail, this would make him look pretty bad. He's a very, very proud guy at the end of the day. You can tell by his videos. Very proud guy. But he can't basically back this up, and this is hurting him. But we know this already. I know this already. So, your site stays up, you're in a lot of trouble. I would suggest you bring it down. Or remove it off your site. You're going to have to. You don't have a choice. Look, either when you go to court, they're going to give you a court order to remove it. They're going to give you a certain amount of time to remove it off the site. Either, or you're going to get sued. Or anybody who hits that site is going to make money off you because it's an easy 10 grand in their back pocket. Or 12,000, depending on where you're at. Or even worse, If they don't take it, if they decide to take it above small claims court, they get 50 grand out of you because you can't back it. And people do the dumbest stuff, I swear, and screen paint. I think that would be, out of all the stuff I've seen so far in this business, that would be the dumbest thing I've ever saw in my life. That's the dumbest. Besides that yellowish tone nonsense, but that would be the dumbest. I've never seen somebody openly make it so easy to get sued. And I don't know what's going on in his brain. I guess he feels that no one can take him to court for it. Contact the lawyer and ask him if you can be sued for that. Tell him that do you fall under the guidelines of consumer fraud? Ask him. Post a YouTube video. I don't care. Post it. And you've been on your account in a while. You'll find out. And if you think at the end of the day, well, they don't have where I live at, my buddy, this is the digital era, man. You can track anyone down today, man. I got investigators that can find you with no problem whatsoever. You're easy to track down. Easy. Your face is all over YouTube. You're not a hard person to find. You're down in what? North Carolina, South Carolina? I got family in those parts. I got military family in those parts. So you're not a hard person to find. On top of that, when you set up that page, all your information is in there. Your IP address, all that stuff is in there, man. You're not a hard person to find. I'm not a hard person to find. But the only differences between me and you is that you can't prosecute me in court because I didn't do anything wrong. I challenge anyone to take me to court. I put that up there as $500,000. Bring me to court. And nobody wants to sign those papers to take me into court about my product. But you, on the other hand, I can get you. Because you lied. You made a statement you can't back up. And we know because we contacted you. Contact me on anything and I'll back up everything that I have. All right then. With that being said, we'll see you in court. Short and plain. If anybody else sues them, you made 10 grand or 12 grand or whatever. Hey, can't back it up. Can't make that statement. People do some real dumb stuff, I'll tell you. Who was another person who did something? SafeLock. Have you ever heard of that company before? SafeLock? That was a bad one. That was a really, really bad one. Really, really, really bad one. I don't think I would even have done that one at the end of the day. So this guy claimed on SafeLock that his security VIP server was so advanced that it was unhackable, right? And he did the unthinkable. I mean, beyond unthinkable. If you remember this, some of y'all remember this. This guy posted his social security number on billboards everywhere. In all 50 states, he posted his social security number everywhere. It was on buses. It was on benches. It was everywhere. You know what? He got hit. He got hit hard. This server wasn't what he said it was. It wasn't. He did it as a publicity stunt. Heck, he's going to put a fake one up there, but cheapest, that's what he did. He put that up there. And yeah, as you read the backstory on that, it's insane. He had to get a whole entire new social security number because that one was destroyed. That's crazy. There's things you just don't do in business. Yep. I mean, all kinds of stuff people do, man. Restaurants, man, that's why you got to pray over that food when you're in there. If you worked in anybody worked in, it didn't have to be a restaurant. Even if you worked in any form of fast food restaurant, anything involving serving people's food, they can tell you horror stories that would make your hair stand up. Like, that really happens? Yeah, you just oblivious to basically what goes on in some of these places where you're getting food from. Completely, yeah, just saying. I went to school for it. And I can tell you, people say, oh, but the fine restaurants, the nice restaurants, those are the restaurants that they're very clean. Yeah, right. You can think of that one, Jack. I'm not saying all of them, but the ones I worked in, these were high-end restaurants. I ain't gonna name them, but they were high-end restaurants. I think one out of business right now, years ago. But that one that went out of business in the 80s, you had to have money to go in there. You needed $10,000 just to go through the wine list. And that was a lighter version of the wine list. They had wine in there that was $10,000, $20,000, $30,000. I seen a $50,000 bottle of wine back there in that cellar area. I was like, what the freak? Who the freak is paying for this? And many people paid for it to get their money. But if they knew half the stuff that I knew, that went on in that kitchen, they'd never eat from there again. But you know, what you don't know can't hurt you. You ever heard that motto before, right? That's the golden motto. What you don't know can't hurt you. Majority of your food does get dropped on the ground. Do they pick it up and throw it away? No. Some places don't throw it away. Some places do. Some places don't. If you think that's the employee's fault, it's not the employee's fault. An employee will be terminated if he's caught throwing out stuff. Because I remember one time, I told you, being up 1 o'clock in the morning, digging through the trash for apples, condiments, and even if it wasn't bruised or damaged, they washed it off, they put it right back in the fruit bowl. I've seen 3 of the nastiest things I've ever seen in my entire life. One I can never mention. I would take it to my grave. It's the worst thing I've ever seen in my entire life. If I told you about this, this would literally turn you off from food altogether. You would literally eat grass. It was that bad. Most worst thing I've ever seen in my life. But there was one I did see. It was pretty jacked up. Kind of turned me off on orange juice for about a year. I couldn't drink orange juice for 1 solid year because of that. I don't drink out of the dispensers ever. Never will. I don't care what restaurant. I don't care if it's at an amusement park. I don't care where it's at. I never drink out of any of the dispensers, ever. I'll get anything out of a machine with a can, that's whatever, but I won't touch the dispensers, ever. Ooh, my God, it's nasty. And I almost hit this machine, too, because I'm a big fan of orange drink. Let me get these videos put in, because I got to be somewhere about 8 o'clock. So, I worked at this restaurant, and they had this high C orange dispenser with, you know, they had the juice in there. It's clear, you can see through it. And first thing I saw when it came out, I was like, oh, I'm gonna get a big glass of that, because you know when you cook in the back, you get access. Everybody gets access to all drinks and stuff. So I'm gonna hit that machine when I get in there. So I'm back to working. My time's about to go eat, and as I walk out, I'm about to hit this machine. I'm glad I saw what I saw. I was looking at the waitress. She's a real cute waitress they had in there. So I was checking out the waitress. And I watched her when she was busting down the tables. Now, for some reason, usually what they do is they have a section, and I used to be a busboy, they have a section where they drop the wet drinks in, whatever's left over, they drop it in there, and then the rest they scrape off where they put in the food and stuff like that. They put the dishes in one section for the guy to bust them down and wash them. So sometimes the cups will come back with something just dropped in the sink. Most of the time they haven't already dumped the cups in for the juice. And I'm looking at her, and I'm watching her take 4 containers off several tables that had the same juice in it, and she's pouring it back in the same cup, like a bigger cup. And I'm like, okay, she must be getting ready to dump that into the side of the whatchamacallit, inside the dish cart. But she don't. She carries it over. I back up 3 steps and I come around the other end so she doesn't see me, and she pours it back into the dispenser. Now, the reason why no one saw this, because this is early in the morning, because I had to be in there early. I had open and closing. That was my shift that I had. So there was nobody in there. Now, did they do that while other people were around? Barely. If the restaurant was empty, they did it. If it wasn't, they didn't do it. They dumped it in the sink. But I watched that several times, them dumping stuff in there. So people coming early would be sometimes regulars who would come in, people who knew them. They would get them perks, because it was like a little mom and pop spot. They come in, they eat, you know, people that be there early in the morning, they had to be up for work at a certain time, and they had to go get breakfast or whatever. They open up for them. But other than that, yeah, they'd be gone. Mostly the place would be empty around that time. So she was dumping those drinks right back into the machine. So you mean to tell me that, you know, when you drink, you backspit? Everybody knows. That's why I don't drink from anybody. I don't care who you are. I wouldn't even drink from my kids. If I had kids, I don't drink from anybody. I don't do that. I don't see how people do that. I drink it, you know, no, it's disgusting. But anyway, for some people it's not. They like it. You know, they say you kiss the person, but yeah, I'm celibate, so I don't even do that now. So yeah. But anyway, kind of full germaphobic. I'm getting there. But anyway, yeah, it's disgusting. But anyway, so just thinking about it, I'm gonna throw up. But anyway, so but you're talking about, at least, but that's somebody you know I can understand it. That's somebody you know at the end of the day, right? You know that person, right? But you don't know 4 individual strangers that you're that disgusting at the end of the day. You're just running around kissing random people. That's nasty. But anyway, that's what it was. It's random, multiple cups of multiple tables with different juice with people spitting in it and then putting it back in the same container. And then the nasty part about it all is what is in the freaking container. What is churning in the container. How long have they been doing this? I'm going to tell you something. I was there for 6 months and I never seen them change out that machine. Welcome to the nightmare of disgusting. Yep, there you go. Now if that made you sick inside, then good, because then you know next time you go look at those dispensers. Oh man, gee, that made my chest hurt. I need something like a cough drop or something at the end of the day. That's why I don't mention or talk about this. Yeah, and the other two I can't tell you because I would throw up on camera if I told you. I would literally throw up on camera. It was that nasty. So if you don't pray over your food when you go to a restaurant, you better start praying over your food because you have no idea the kind of stuff that can go on behind there. Now I'm saying every restaurant does this. I don't know. Some places I went to are really, really clean. You drop something on the ground, you put that sucker back in there, you get fired. They didn't tolerate that. They were very clean and very cleansing. And I mean, other places at the end of the day were the most disgusting places on the face of the earth. I just call it Satan's Diner. It was that bad. There were some places that were really, really bad. And then on top of that, when you go in the back and you have to rearrange the stock, especially in the freezer, and you find dates on containers that have been there since the 1980s, and they do this sometimes. They do not re-rotate the food. I found stuff back there been out there for ages. They just scrape it off. Scrape off the mold and throw it on whatever God knows what. Oh my goodness, nasty. I was in the kitchen one time. One job I had, I was only there for 5 minutes. 5 or 10 minutes and I quit. It was that nasty. And I walked in the kitchen, I can feel whatever it was sticking to the bottom of my shoes when I walked in that kitchen. There were pans and pans and pans underneath the oven and kitchen that had enough astroturf for roaches to play golf on. There was so much grease in the sink that the dishes were suspended right there. The oven was covered in dirty brown grease, and they were cooking in that mess. They take one of those cookie sheets underneath the cabinets, underneath the sink. That sink water, everything soap coming off the machine, all splattered all over this mess, and they just scrape it off and just basically oil it down and throw some dough on it and throw it in. A lot of you know, I was like, I'll quit. I'm done. I'm out of here. I can't do this. I quit. And there's kids out there eating this food. Yeah. My sister worked at a couple places. Like, yeah, you want to eat that? I was like, what's going on with it? She's like, oh, do you want to go with that? I was like, okay, 100%. I got you. Click, click. I ain't order it. She worked at a couple places. She tell you something. You got friends that work at places. They'll tell you stuff. And I'm not saying all the branches to do it, but they'll be like, that particular branch, never go there. There's a subway station that I went to when I was over there by the garage. I call it Satan's Subway. That's the nickname I gave it. Satan's Subway. I got sick there twice. Twice in a row. Only that subway right there. I don't know about the rest of them, but that one turned me off from all subways. I don't go to subways anymore. But the sandwich tastes like they soaked it in mop water. Like there was no flavor to the meat. There's no flavor to nothing. And then you get this awful kind of tainted, kind of soapy taste to the bread. At one point, I thought I had COVID. It was that bad. I couldn't get no taste off of it. And I'm drinking the orange juice. Like, okay, I can taste the orange juice. I can taste the sandwich. And midway through the sandwich, I started getting nauseous. My stomach and slobber started to build up and everything. And I got real sick. And I was like, oh, this is not good. I threw the sandwich away. But now I'm thinking maybe I'm sick. I got a flu. That's what I'm thinking. I go back and get another one next week. Same reaction. Never went back there ever again. And then the funny thing about it is the people who were renting over on the other side was like, I was talking about it. Was like, you went there? No, never go there. Well, you could have told me this 2 sandwiches ago. Never go there. Never, ever go there. I said, man, everybody goes to get sick. And yet it still exists, right? Let me see what we're going to be putting here. I'll get this one right here. So black on black demonstration. Yeah, no. But he said, no. Never go there. Never go there. But some people think you go out at a fancy restaurant, they don't do it there, man. I remember the first time in school, when they brought in this chef, it was explaining to me about the cooking in the field and all this crazy stuff, our first orientation class. And he was stating that look, here's the deal. People are going to drop stuff. It's going to happen. The motive is, the motto is, what they don't know can't hurt them. He was talking about this job he had on a boat, his luxury cruise liner, and they were making these salads for these senators on this boat. And it was some kind of something cruise or whatever they're doing with them, I don't know. But anyway, they're on this boat. And halfway up the stairs, the guy tripped and dropped all the salads all over the floor. He said, "You think we made more?" No, we picked those things back up, we rearranged them, and we served it to him. Ain't nothing going to hurt him at the end of the day, nothing really serious at the end of the day, and they're going to take too much time to go back and re-prep all those salads, so what they don't know can't hurt them. I was like, geez, yeah, these people were high-end senators, politicians, and stuff that were on this boat, and they served them salad and they dropped on the floor. I never forget that story as long as I live. Long as I live, I will never forget that story. And this was a top head chef having this conversation with us, explaining us. I don't feel bad about it. You know what I mean? You know, and mind you, this is salad. So you have to understand, if it's food like, I don't know, chicken, whatever, you drop on the ground, you know, they cook it off, whatever, that's what they feel, they boil it off. No, you're not cooking and boiling and it's off. And these people sat there and ate this food, and they knew that stuff all hit the floor. And mind you, we're talking about in the hallway of a boat where you got people walking back and forth all day long, tracking God knows what into that ground, and they picked those foods up, picked that salad up, remade it, and gave it to them to eat. I was like, oh. It's just shocking all about the whole thing. It scares you. Then you don't want to go no place and eat. Because nobody ate lunch that day. Nobody ate lunch. Nobody went out to eat lunch. We ate there at the cafeteria. We made our own food. Everybody made their own food at the cafeteria. Freaked them out. Yeah. And think about all the people. Now, mind you, you go to the airport and you watch people walk up and down. God knows where their feet been at. What they walked into. They didn't walk into anything, and they tread it right on down into that walkway. You drop your food there. You gonna pick it up and eat it? No, you wouldn't eat it at all. Period. Who knows what landed on it that quick and that fast? So yeah, they served that food right to them. They didn't have time to make the salads. That's what happens. And yeah. And for the people saying at the end of the day, well, it's the worker's fault. No, it's not. It's not the worker's fault. That's the worker don't hate your guts at the end of the day. He's doing it. But most likely it's the supervisor, because the supervisor will tell them that pick it up. Not saying all of them. No, I'm saying not all of them. I'm saying where I've been at would tell you to pick it up and wash it off and put it back on the whatchamacallit. Because if not, they'll dock it out of your pay. Now, some places I've been at that are super clean, if you did drop something like that, it's coming out of your pay because they got to throw it in the trash. Some places were clean, some places were awful dirty. That's why I pray over all my stuff, because you never know at the end of the day what happened. And that's not even the worst of the horror stories of it all. Let's get down to the real horror stories. Processing plants. I worked at a bunch of them places. A bunch of processing plants. So your food coming from A to B, yeah. I'm not saying all places, but you know, look at the videos on YouTube. You're like, oh my God, this really happens. Yeah, it definitely really happens. I've seen it myself with my own two eyes. I worked at a steak factory. Place where they make processing plant where they make steak. I wonder if this will go. I'm curious. These are shorts. I'm gonna have to do these videos differently. But I'm curious if it will go. Nope. How did we get the videos to go the first time we did them? Did we run them through shorts? Let me see. Some music on them. I'm curious. Let me see for a minute how we had this running through. Oh, we're going to have to do them that way. They're going to all have to do in the video format. We can't do it in short videos. The short videos won't load on their system. All right, no problem. I have to go redo them again. I can do a couple of demonstrations today, no problem. But yeah, processing plant. We'll have to do it that way instead. Because that's the only way they're going to allow us to do it. Bum, bum, bum. No, all you can do is just pray over your food. That's all I can do. Just pray over your food. I got a brother who does not eat anywhere, and he came to Philly from Delaware when he was in his 20s, and he doesn't eat from anywhere. Something he experienced when he first came down here. He saw something. I know he told me about it, but I'm not going to repeat it on camera. I would never be on camera. It was nasty. It would have done it to me too. I would have never eaten any place ever again. And from this day on, you can never get me eat out. You won't eat out anywhere at all. Nope, don't do it. There's some things that have traumatized you for life. You'll never be able to do it. You'll never trust anybody. I don't care if the restaurant is super. You just won't trust them at all. Period. You can't do it. He's been to us, and it's been bad. He went to go see a psychiatrist. Somebody, his wife can't go to anniversary. He can't eat out. He can't do it. I was like, yeah, wow. He told me what it was. I can't tell you what it was because it'll mess you up. It's best you don't even know. All right, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna shoot those videos in this way, because this would be like we can't do shorts. Oh, wait a minute. If it's over the whatchamacallit, wouldn't that be? Let me see something for a minute. Isn't our Facebooks? Oh, the Facebooks are still the pre-record from there. I wonder if we can run the Facebooks through there. But if I do the Facebook, I get the commercials that go along with it. We don't want the commercials go with it. We don't want commercials at all. All right, we're just set up. Get set up for all that. Let me see. Because I can redo all those videos to put for that. Besides, I got to expand my screen size anyway. We're doing that today. In about a few minutes, when every time runs out, we got to expand the screen. So we're going to do that thing. We're going to expand it, make it much wider than it is. Build a frame around it and put a halo system in. Frame's gonna be bone white, so we gotta paint that. I got the rollers here to get ready for that, and we got some white paint to get ready for that, and turn that white frame around it. So everybody having a black frame around theirs with a white frame. I did a screen like that with a white frame. It was the best screen I ever did. The levitating screens had them. Levitating projection screen. No, projection screen. That's strange. What the freaker? Seriously? There's just no such thing. AI says there's no such thing. Gotta educate AI. Now it's funny. When you put down levitating thinks for some reason that the screen, basically levitating the screen must show that it's basically standing up by itself. People think levitating is a floor. Floor is not levitating because you can still see the screen coming up. You look at the screen, it literally looks like it's hanging, it's floating in the air. That's how to look. Do those, you have to have clear cable to do those. Clear cable is what makes the screen, levitating. You can't show anything at the bottom. It's got to hang out. It's kind of effect to trigger to get them to work. Naysayer will not know what I'm talking about because Naysayer never did a levitating screen before because I know I checked the accounts. They don't know how they don't even know how to do levitatings. They're easy to do. Levitating. Oh, got a whole link in there. How do you get a whole link in here? And I clearly asked for what I wanted here. Sheesh, really? See, when I go to your websites and I ask for stuff with a YouTube channel, I'm looking for what I ask for, what we do. Levitating projection screens. You don't have them in there because you don't know how to build these things. This is very interesting how you have to put these things together so they look like they're floating. I'm going to shoot you some pictures of a screen that's actually sitting there. These are levitating screens. They float. Acoustic levitating, all that stuff like that. And they can't show you that because, again, don't know what they're doing. So I see that screen right there. It's not even hanging on the wall. When I turn to the side, you'll see that it separates from the wall. See that? Separation. Nothing there. Hold it right there. So if it's that, people think, when people look at it, they thought it was connected to the wall. Like, no, it's not. I can take my hand and run right down the side of it. It's a levitating screen, like they're floating. It's so easy how to build those things. I saw somebody do one on a forum, so I was like, oh shoot, I gotta try this. And built one. Built a couple of them. So they're completely like they're floating. I took one and built one outside. They're crazy looking. Because the guy was staring like, how the freak you got that hanging up there? The guy from the golf course was staring at it. It was like, oh, it's a levitating screen. They float. Now, if you want to do something really fun with, have some fun with people for a display, You build a fan system that starts off with large fan, small fan as it grows up, and then you have the tassels that come up off of it, and you have them placed at a base at the bottom, making it look like it's actually making it float. Yeah, you got to know how to work it, baby. You got to know how to work your displays. You got to know how to work your displays. Levitatings are easy. It's fishing line. But you have to know what type of fishing line. You can't put any fishing line there because it'll snap. And your screen will fall forward like a guillotine and you'll crack the frame. So you have the particular type of fishing line to do it. The screws that go into the ceiling have to match the same color as the ceiling so they blend in. And the ones that actually attach to the bottom area, much like it's better to use smaller ones, they have to match the back of the frame, which has to be black all the way around, which is our black technology, blends in nicely. The back of the frame is not done in black. The back of it is done with another surface behind it. The surface behind it is coated bone white. That's so that the lights behind it can ricochet off the wall and give it a floating effect, which transfers light to the see-through cables and makes the screen look like it's actually floating. See, I taught them something new today. Go make yourself a levitating screen. You should have dozens of these. That's why when people come to us and ask us questions about all kinds of stuff to build, we can tell them how to do it because we've done it already. I come in and ask them questions, we get nothing back, no return, cursing us out, all kinds of stuff, whatever. People get like that when they get upset when they don't know things. See? And look at this. Our technology works with the lights on. Because that's what we do. We specialize in ambient light rejection technology. That's what we do. That's what we do. The feathers are going to get rough again. They're going to be like, ah. I got a feeling they got really mad about the new black technology we've been showing off like crazy. I know they're over there freaking losing it right now. Look at this. It's another one. It's another levitating screen. With no frame. Frameless. Levitating setup. You ever do one of them before, naysayer? No, you haven't, because I've been to your accounts already. You haven't done any of that stuff. You're basically on your accounts pretty much talking about me. That's what you are. On my accounts, I show people how to design all kinds of insane and crazy stuff at the end of the day, and you just sit back and just complain about me. So it's like an endless circle of your nonsense. Like, I'll go on and I'll do some crazy 235.1 setup. I haven't done a levitating one yet. The 235.1 setup, matching speakers, the whole 9 yards, building an entire environment, whole thing. And then you guys will go on your channel and you will cry about what I just previously did, like you're doing now. So now I got people when we go to different sites, I like watch them cry. And they'll go to their sites and watch videos of them basically crying about what I'm doing. You're making me money. I'm using you to make money now. Because now I got to post on sites for people to go to your YouTube channels and watch you cry about my work. You want to watch your haters cry? Go to this channel. And where you're at, you're in that channel like, oh, he's a fake, he's a scammer, this, that, and the other, blah, blah, blah. There you go. I'm using you. I'm making money off you. You work for me now. They go to my site and they look at all the stuff we build, design. You guys don't do any of this stuff at all whatsoever. So they already know from the door. Now I got more for stuff for you to cry about. Because I got a former site we have, Watch the Haters Cry. And you'll see me link their channels, their YouTube channels up. And I said, watch everything we post on there, they watch you cry. And they come back with laugh more. These guys are they're freaking losers. They call them losers and everything else. Like, yeah, well, they cry about what we do. They're crying right now. You know they're crying right now. Over this new black technology, they're in there crying. How about you send me one of those emails saying that, hey, Jenny's got a new paint. He's going to challenge your product. He's going to put you out of business. Yeah, okay. How about we get him to cancel another state? I can make a phone call and have somebody cancel, get a state canceled. But I'm going to get North Carolina. We got somebody at the end of this week coming in. We're going to order all his product, and they're coming from North Carolina, where he's at, and they're going to state who they are and who they're buying for. Let's see if we can get him to cancel out North Carolina. Levitating. That's a hard one to do. There's no frame attached to it, so it's completely frameless. You got to line it up just right. So they're put in from corner to corner. It's a cable system here, a cable system there, there, and there. So you have to hang that screen up flat where it's going to hang up. It's hard to do without a frame attached to it. You know why I did it? Why not? I always challenge myself. This is when I had taco.
Straight across, so I had to build a screw there, take a piece of heavy string, and bring it across.
That's an interesting setup. So now if anyone ever asks me to do a frameless levitating screen, I can show how to do it. I did already. That's a pain in the neck. You got to line it up just right. If that's not lined up, the screen sim. The screen tilts and the image tilts in. You have to have it perfectly straight to do it.
So what I'm going to do is report the surface again. I have my own sensors perfectly ready to get it. Just have to realign this thing right in the center.
The work we do. Levitating. Levitating projection screen. .35. Let's see. 0.1. See, that's what I mean by it. People go to my site. This is 235.1. They can't do 230. They can't understand to do it 235.1. You ever seen them mention 235.1s, 239.1? Anything on your channel about it? What type of projector? None of that. You know why? Don't know what they're doing. That's why. Do you know which companies have the best 235.1s?
Hey, how you doing out there? First things first.
How to assemble, how to put them together. I've done dozens of these screens. That's the 235.1. I've had them from acoustics, you name them, we've had them. See my ceiling at the same time, see my ceiling firing up over top? See, that's what I mean at the end of the day, that they don't know jack. If I ask them about ceiling projection technology, can you show me this in a demonstration? No, because your stuff doesn't even fire up off the ceiling. My ceiling is triggered. You see my star system firing up in my ceiling? That's actually on. So I can turn the entire ceiling into a galaxy. That's what I was talking about. This product we have over here has an application coding where if you want to do your dedicated theater room setup, you can turn around and you can do your screen and your ceiling and have all your lights on while that thing is firing up. Instead of basically have to turn out the lights because the screen doesn't function correctly, or have the lights out because the infinity screen doesn't pull correctly. You don't have to go through that nonsense. And you can actually change out your ceiling to anything you want. So I'm in here doing this demonstration and my ceiling's fired up with the lights on while I'm working. And these jokers can't even get a freaking screen to fire up on an ultra short throw projector. That's how sad it is. That's how I said the other day. They said, well, no, you don't know jack at all. He's sitting there with screens on the floor doing demonstrations, and you're sitting in a super dark environment that you can't even barely make out the environment. And meanwhile, I got a 180-inch screen attached to my ceiling with the lights on while I work. You don't know jack about ambient projection technology. Neither one of y'all. And that's why your names keep coming up on forum sites. You are the perfect poster child for what people should never look for when you're looking for fraudulent products. They're the perfect poster child for that, from what not to buy and what to look for. And for people that are getting in the field to develop screen paint products, what to never do. Gentlemen, you may disappear off YouTube and whatever, but at the end of the day, your names and everything you have done will be plastered on the internet forever. Long after I die, you will still be here. Everywhere. When you do that kind of dumb nonsense, it doesn't just disappear because you leave off YouTube. No, you'll be here forever. You'll be mentioned in every single forum site because, again, you are the perfect example of what people who want to get into the field not to do You're the perfect example for when customers are buying screen paint, what to look for. They keep themselves from getting ripped off. This is my ceiling display, showing the universe. See the stars moving? Pretty cool, ain't it? Yep. Instead of some dark environment with that freaking ultra short projector crying and whining about, oh yeah, man, if you don't be quiet with all that nonsense over there. Somebody put the Barbie back in the package, please. Gee whiz Louise. And I'm sitting there walking back and forth for $100. How much I paid for that projector on the floor? I paid $150 for it. And you mean you can't get a $3,300 ultra short though to read off a 100-inch screen? And I can do a screen with a light in the center of it? Come on. That's why I found it so funny that when we hear the naysayers in there who supported that dumb nonsense, and they're talking about, oh, this product is so much better. Well, where are you guys at now? Oh, that's the projector. Well, I just bought this thing too. This was my ViewSonic. Yep, that's the ViewSonic right there. That's the one you need. That's the one you need to do a 235.1. You know, you get these projectors for cheap now. They got another one right there. That's my Chrissy right there. See how small it is next to my other projector. Bam. Y'all don't know what y'all doing. If you did, you'd still be here. Oh man, spicy soup. Spicy. George like a spicy. Where's spicy soup from George? Seinfeld. George like a spicy. I don't know anything about 235.1s. I built so many of these. It's 138 at 235.1. So that screen right there is only 138 inches. They're big screens. Very big screens. You have to have the height you don't need. It's the length you're going to need because they're very long screens. So that right there, that screen is only 138 inches. That's how big they are. And you can't put it on anything. You have to have a certain type of projector. Now that's what you call true dedicated. Feel like I got dedicated setup? No, you don't. You don't have true dedicated. Dedicated is 235, 239, and so forth. Those are dedicated because you can't watch every movie you want off of that. They're set up for a certain type of format. So that's true dedicated theater room setup. Remember one time I heard the other one sit there and say that, oh, my screen paint's fantastic for dedicated. No. Stop saying that, please. No. Dedicated theater room. Dedicated theater room. Did you build one of these? I did. I built the dedicated theater room. I was on a forum site with somebody who was like, you know, you really can't talk about that unless you build one. I was like, okay, we'll build one. This is all the information we gave people about the hidden secret, about the ViewSonic has some 235.1 aspect ratio capabilities. Did they do those demonstrations? No, they didn't. So we gave you all this knowledge on how to set up a 235.1, how to build them. This is my custom 158-inch 235.1. Showed on camera with speakers. Built-in speakers. Look at this baby. Bam! I built that. Custom built 235.1, 158 inches. Use a ViewSonic projector to pull it off, and it's got speakers built inside. Y'all do not know. They don't have to do it in the country. Did you ever build a stand? I built a stand for my projection screen setup outside. Took a 100-inch or 120-inch. Whatever, forget it. There's no point in mentioning it because they don't know what they're doing. Jeebus Louise, man. Look at it, 235.1. Bam! 238 inches. The one we just painted. The one we just painted it. Custom 105-inch 235.1 for the floor. These are all 235, 235, 235, 235, 235, 235. Sold to the man in the back for 235. That's how many we've done. We've done dozens of them. I've built them on every level you can possibly think of. That's the kind of person I am. When I build something, man, I max out to whatever and anything we can get out of it. I get my full knowledge out of everything. Here we go. Boom. Built a dedicated theater room. Even the floor is black. Learn that. It's a special floor paint we had to use. So I see me dragging stuff across it. It doesn't scrape the paint or nothing. That's a special floor paint. So I built my own dedicated theater room. The screen was acoustic, has speakers behind the back of it and everything. So when somebody sits there on camera and says, well, you know, hey, a gray screen is the best screen for stop the lying. How are you going to read the contrast? How's that work? So if I'm producing content or spending money for expensive projector to fix that problem, no can do. So how are we fixing this? And that's what happened. He opened his mouth on camera and said some dumb statement saying that, oh, crow, we already know who. Gray paint is the best paint to use for dead. You stop that freaking lying now. I hope you're in this room, so I got something to talk to you about, buddy. At the end of the day, don't leave. Get your butt back in here. You're a liar at the end of the day. You do not know what the heck you're talking about. I'm surprised you got away with this stuff for this long. When I take your company to court, I'm going to finally have you on a chair where you can't go anywhere, you can't do anything. You are stuck there for my lawyer to drill holes into you. You can't do jack about it. I'm going to ask you all the questions that you avoided. One of them, you're a liar. The biggest liar I've ever met in my entire life. You know why? Because gray screens don't work in dedicated theater rooms near the white screens. Gunmetals don't work in there either. You know why? You got to be able to read that 100% black level, which is required. So in order for me to use that gray or white screen, what type of projector would I have to have in that environment to get that thing to function correctly? Now, I'm going to be in the dark anyway. Am I going to see a difference? Yes, I am, because we've done this demonstration where gray screens don't even read correctly in a dark environment because they can't read the contrast level, which means I'm going to have to spend the money for a much more high-power, inkier projector to do that, and that's going to cost a lot of money. And it still doesn't work because gray screens can't read black. She was lie, 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 lie. Get out of here. I built one. Because the guy was right. He was like, you can't really say that until you build one. I was like, okay, whatever. We built one. One together. Oh, where is their demonstrations on dedicated theater rooms? Instead of talking about dedicated theater room. No. What y'all have is not dedicated theater room. It's a theater room, not dedicated. So this is where I showed you how to do the floor. See the gray screen right there, Jamie? That is your product right there in my dedicated theater room with the lights out. Didn't work, didn't pull up, didn't function in any way whatsoever. Couldn't read a contrast level. And my projector in the demonstration is a Christie LW500. That projector, or 5050, no, 50, whatever. But that projector at the end of the day is 1920 by 1200 with a whopping 5,000 lumens connected to it. And it could not read jack on your screen. It's a full 1080p projector. It couldn't read. 5,000 lumens. And it couldn't read off his gray paint. Waste of money. If I had, mind you, a dedicated theater room is a big project. It's a very big project. It's a lot of work that goes into making those things. Much respect for people who have dedicated theater rooms. And the most important thing that's going to be in there is your screen. That's the most important thing. If that screen doesn't function, it throws off balance the entire environment. Couldn't get his screen to work for jack in there. Couldn't even get neon yellow. Neon yellow wouldn't even read off his screen. Our black screen destroyed his product in a freaking dedicated theater room. This is everywhere, by the way, not just YouTube. We got a lot of places where they do dedicated setups. Showing white gray screens is an absolute fail. Don't use white screens. Oh, that's even worse. Can't put orange. None of that would read. Look at this. Now, you notice, if you look at the environment where the dedicated screen set up, do you know you don't see any white light splashing off the ceiling? See any white light splashing off the floors? None of that whatsoever? Because those screens can absorb a ton of light. Well, if you got a gray and white screen there, you got light flashing off the ceiling and walls and floor. It doesn't make a difference if you paint it dark in there to absorb light. You can still see that light flashing and bright right around this area. It's not supposed to be bright around this area. It's supposed to be like a black hole in there. When you walk in, there's nothing but blackness and your screen pops up. That's how it's supposed to look. Not light flashing all over the place. We did that with Mr. Mannequin. Mr. Mannequin! Show you how much light flashes back to your screen. Now see? What a dedicated theater room can't do is this. We can have all the lights on the environment and operate the screen, because the ones I've seen in demonstrations can't fire up because the screen washes out. So if a gray screen can't maintain in a dark environment next to our technology with a 5,000 lumen projector, how much worse is it going to be to maintain when you turn your lights on? Wasting your time and money. And the new technology we have here, oh yeah, that's what it's designed to do. It's designed to make your theater room look incredible. Now, gray screen paint makers, and also to you know who, when you paint that screen, and you're going to do the ceiling too? Are you going to paint the ceiling gray? Oh, you can't paint the ceiling gray. Why can't you paint the ceiling gray? Oh, because would it act like an infinity ceiling? Because infinity ceilings are black. We know that, right? So how would you get the universe to pop up to get the customer say, hey, you can paint it here and paint it there? So I spend $60 a your product. Let's say I spend $70 a your product, right? I can't use that projector behind me because that projector behind me has a very low contrast. So that means I don't have to spend some money. So roughly a good extra $5,000 I'm going to have to spend because you're paint. Now, say that ceiling up there. I want to do the ceiling too in my dedicated theater room. Can't put your stuff up there. So you know that's going to cost me for an infinity ceiling 10 to 20 grand to get infinity ceiling put up there. Now, my customers spend $300, $400 on my product. Their projector in the back will cost them under $200. The ceiling, they can put in themselves because that coating can pick up in that ceiling in a fluid environment, as you saw in the other demonstration, saving them 10 to 20 grand. So who saved the most money for their customers? That would be me. Oh, I felt the pain in that one. I felt the pain, oh, the pain. There's some dumb slogan like saving you hundreds. No. You're going to not save you hundreds. It's going to cost people thousands of dollars. You don't work in dedicated theater rooms. And at that, they go through all that. You can't read that infinity level and spend money for another expensive projector for the floor to try to get the screen to work. Oh, yeah, right. Yeah, you're going to be thousands of dollars in the hole. $1,000 a hole. That's what you're going to be in. All right. We got some minor updates for our site. I still got that dumb. You know, I came on, before I came on the channel, I was doing updates. So I got most of my updates are done. That's why I started doing it. It's easier that way. Get most of my stuff done, and then the lighter stuff to come on camera and talk a little bit. So my stuff is all updated mostly. I just had a few things that I put in there. I was gonna put the videos on there, but now I found the videos have to be put the regular videos. The long have to be a little longer. They can't be shorts. I'm gonna shoot a couple of them, do them that way, and then that way we'll be done. Fill it up real quick. We'll do those today. So I can do ultra short those, and I'd rather have them on the new screen with the Halo system, so we can wait. But anyway. No, it does not do a dedicated theater room. This is very easy to do with our technology. Actually, this was a master bedroom we converted. I was talking to the guy, and the guy was like, well, you don't really need a big setup. You can do it with a master bedroom. With small, we got smaller ones they do. Show them the different ones they had. They're pretty nice looking, too. And this is where it started from right here. See right here? See the transformation, gentlemen? You see the work that Mr. Byrd puts in at the end of the day, the time, the dedication, the hard work, not that crap that you guys make at the day, that crap that you guys churn out. When I basically build a projection screen setup, I change the entire environment. So that environment went from that to what you just saw a few minutes ago. I don't cut corners. I don't waste my time. I don't waste people's time. I don't waste my time. Look at him thinking like, thinking of a master plan. That was heavy. Look at that. Look at my stomach. Raw. We don't got that. No, we got BAM! I'm sorry, people. I'm having fun. Yeah, I'm glad I lost my weight, man. I'm so happy. Yeah, people got mad at me over that thing. People got mad at me over it. Talking about, oh, you're insensitive. You're just mean and cruel. You should feed the person. Yeah, right. Okay. You do that. Not me. I'm not doing that crap. I'm not enabling anybody to do anything destructive. I'm not going to be responsible for that nonsense. They die. It's going to be on your hands. You're responsible for that. That's your nightmare you got to live with for the rest of your life. You killed that person. Yeah. Oh, no. People give me at the end of the day and say no, but they'll wait till no. You killed them. So you gave them that stuff. You could have said and said, nope, not getting to you. I'd be the one person you would never go to for food. So I don't want a person to tell you no. I'm not doing it. You want me to get you what? No. I get you a salad, get some grapes, some vegetables and whatever. And don't sit there and say to me at the end of the day, well, you eat junk food? Yeah, but I work out every day. I work out every freaking day, so you can't say that. I got to go on that walk again today. Or daily walk. I won't be recording it. I'm just showing you the route that I take now. How much I put in. How was that? 8,000. How many steps we got on that? I'm not phone that. I'm gonna pull my steps up for that day. We pulled up. But yeah, I work out every day. But to get to that point to where I wanted to get at, I couldn't eat that food. It'd be virtually impossible. I had to go on a strict diet to do it. Bam! Look at that. Turn that whole room. And I saw it in my head when I was putting it together. Using acoustic technology. I'm cool. I can go back and check this stuff out. Oh, anything got it by painted the room. I document everything I do. I document everything I do, so I can always go back and check it out.
Paint job, finished out all the trim, ceiling's done already. We got the fan done. All we got to do now is to trim everything out and finish.
As a matter of fact, you know, crazy, that screen paint there, you can blast the entire, that whole room is screen paint, you know that, right? The entire room was all coated in screen paint except for the floor. You can literally take your entire dedicated theater room and coat it in our black technology. It absorbs tons of light. Now, not only can it work for your ceiling, turn your ceiling to a projection screen, your wall, but the surrounding environment won't be able to collect any light because that screen draws in everything. You can watch a movie off any section of that room. You know how crazy that is to have a dedicated theater room made completely out of screen paint? Oh my goodness, what do we not do? What do we not do? Yeah. Bam. Right, we got it for time. 8 o'clock, it's time to go. Oh, this is my $600 setup. I built a $600 projection screen setup with a Japanese tea room. I built this whole thing. See the walls that are colored? I actually did the custom paint job for this because the red that kept coming in was too red, so I had to basically put it on black and it tinted just right. I did the whole entire paint job. I should do interior and decorating. I thought about it. Whole setup for $600 with ultra short throw. And you paid how much for that projection setup you got in there stuck in the dark in medieval times? You paid $3,300 for a great, no, forget it. Stuck in the dark. We did it for $600. And that includes sound bar, everything. Screen, sound bar, everything. We're doing the portrait. Oh, I'm gonna look that up real quick. My customized Japanese tea room, projector room.
Alright, so the screen's gotta hang up.
I'm going back to the arrow. What was that? Bam! This is what I was doing the setup. No, we can't go there. We gotta go back. I want to check that out. The dedicated theater room. I forgot about that. We built that. My customized gaming arcade room. Let me see. My customized Japanese. There we go. Boom. So this is right here is the Japanese theater tea room. Japanese theater tea room. That's what I called it. Japanese theater tea room. Not Tyrone. What the freak? Seriously, I said tea room. Gee whiz. Japanese theater tea room. I like tea. I love tea. I love tea. Tea. Bam. I think this is one of the most coziest rooms I built. I got one picture. I did more videos than this. Probably called it something else. I'm going to have to figure out exactly what I called it. Theater. That's the projector I paid $60 for. $60 for ultra short throw. So, see how my office desk is made? You got to kneel down to get to that. You don't sit down. They're too short. I got everything dropped short. So I got a kneel down area. I can kneel down and I can do my work right comfortably. Here's my setup for my portrait mode. Got my printer right over there. And I have my bed set up in here. Oh, look! Butt crack! You gotta be careful. Some people record my butt crack. Did you know that? Yeah, creepy people do. They record my butts. Hey, Taco. Taco, where you at? Oh, shoot. I'm sorry, buddy. You gotta be out of there. What did I put you in there for? Taco. They be in there. They be in there, Taco. They be in there recording my butt. My sister was crying. We showed their channel on my oh yeah, I posted your channel. We call y'all creepy stalkers. How do y'all be taking pictures of my butt when I be on YouTube? I'm a dude, by the way, so you know that. But yeah, we make folk look. You guys call yourself taking a picture of my butt crack and trying to embarrass me, but we got you posted on multiple channels as y'all being stalkers and having a crush on me. So yeah, everybody believes you guys have some kind of weird sexual crush on me, because who takes a picture of another guy's butt and posts it on their channel? That's creepy. And then we got pictures of you guys stalking inside of my office, inside of my house, taking pictures of my cat. Yeah, that all adds up. What would you think at the end of the day? Stalkers, yeah. So, McAfee, Daniel McAfee, Jamie Fernando Gonzalez, and Daryl Franklin Williams. Other one that hasn't done it is Danny Rogers hasn't done it, but those are the three. Yeah, they've done it. They take pictures of my butt. Pictures of my butt. Let me tell you something. I watch paint videos. I love watching paint videos. I can watch paint videos on anything. It can be varnishing, whatever. I don't care what it is. I like to watch people paint. I see butt crack as far as I can see. You think I take pictures of it? No. Why would I take pictures of it? It's a man's butt. I like women at the end of the day. I don't have something like that. And if you think that's embarrassing me, that don't embarrass me. I mean, people show butt crack anywhere. Plumbers, construction workers, all those guys, all of them show butt crack. As a matter of fact, it's a common thing. People say never trust a plumber that doesn't show a little crack. So yeah, that's the thing. So no, I'm not bothered by that. I'm not embarrassed by that. Why would I be embarrassed by that? It's a crack in the butt. But the fact that you put it on your website like that makes it look creepy. It makes it like you got a little thing for me. You know, they sending me love letters. Got people sending me letters and stuff. You know, they treating me like they had a crush on me, and I denied them and shut them down, and now they're just sending me letters and stuff. You know what I mean? That's what this guy, he sends me love letters. That's what everybody laughs about. They call them love letters. Derek Williams love letters. So we just turned into it turned against you on so many levels. It didn't help you. It turned against you. And if they have pictures of me on their channel like that, keep in mind they just passed a new law too about something about exposing people, whatever. It's a serious law. But anyway, I'll see you on that one next. We get lawyers in for that one next. But anyway, it's so creepy about it is the fact that what's on their camera. What do they have on their camera? Jamie has a lot of pictures of us. He's a creepy guy. He was taking my pictures and putting them on little puppets. Yeah, it's creepy. Creepy. And when I showed the police officer, we scanned into the system. He said, how old is this guy? I said, he's a grown man. So he is creepy. Everybody thinks Jamie's very creepy. He's a creepy dude. You want to take that picture too, Jamie? I think you're in the room right now. He's probably taking a picture of my butt while he's in the room. That guy's creepy. Jamie was in our room one time taking pictures off his screen while he was in our room. And then posting them back to show that he was in the room. Dude, that's stalking material right there. Oh, don't leave there, you little creepo. He's a creepy guy. He was in the room taking pictures in our stream. How creepy is that? I think he's in love with me. I do. I really think he's in love with me. Because, Jamie, look, put it this way. You're a heavy dude, all right? I don't take pictures of you to show people how heavy you are. We know how heavy you are because you're on YouTube. You bend over, you show crack all the time because your pants don't fit around your waist correctly. So, you show crack all the time. Do you think I record that and show that up? No, I don't. Why? That's creepy. That's weird. That's strange. Do you think I take your face and I stick it on a pig's body or an elephant's body? No, why would I do that? How has that much time to put that much energy to do something that stupid when you can be doing something more positive? Now, you know when we have these talks, right? Something big is coming, right? Something crazy we're about to show you. Oh, yeah, we got something crazy about this. You know how we work at the end of the day. We can come on here and crush our enemies, update our pages at the same time, and show you something to blow your freaking mind. That's what we do. Where you guys come on and you cry, cry, cry. Don't show nothing, bad, you can't back your products up, your stuff is failing, your websites are shut down. That's what you do. When we come out here, we update, crush at the same time, laugh at you, and then turn around and bring out some crazy technology and just blow everybody's mind and just flood the internet with our crazy stuff. That's what we do. So you know something crazy is coming, right? You know it's coming. Bum, bum, bum. Bum. Bum, 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 bum. Money on my mind anytime. What? I'm gonna leave that there so Jamie can take a picture and add it to his list. So thank you. Thank you. Taking pictures of a man's butt. Something wrong with him. I see painters crack every freaking day. Man, construction workers at the smoke shop. I'm sitting there taking a picture. Oh, butt crack. I'm gonna post it and embarrass him. Everybody's gonna be so enraged. Oh my goodness, he's showing his butt crack. Ooh. You guys gotta grow up. Come on, grow up. That's like when you be in class and the teacher would say, like, you know, she would say butt, and everybody, kids would start laughing in class because she said butt. Ooh, the teacher said butt. You guys are like Beavis and Butthead. Every time I say, ooh, we said butt. Ooh, ooh. That's what you are. You're immature. You're a child. Like, showing a picture of me having hair on my head, that doesn't bother me. I've been shaving my head before I even knew you. I like my head shaved. I'm not embarrassed about that. I love having my head shaved. I prefer to have my head shaved than have hair. It's much cooler. I don't spend a ton of money in expenses for getting my hair done, because hair done is expensive. On top of that, and keep in mind that, you know, I've crossed that bridge already. I'm good. Most people are not even ready to cross that bridge. They're terrified. I'm never going to have those wigs, toupees, plugs, and all that stuff. Little piece of hair in the front. Yeah, right. Yeah, so I'm good with that. I've been shaving my head for a very long time. I was shaving my head ever since I was playing hockey. Which is something you should be doing athletics. Seriously, you should be doing some athletic sports. But anyway, so the draw hair, why would that bother me? That doesn't bother me. It just shows you how immature you are. You're a child. But that picture right there got you sued. Those 3 pictures, which add up to $175,000. Did that cost you money? Oh, I got pictures on my channel. If you basically, I mean, we all know you got the whole separation of your 2 teeth in the front, and I could basically post that everywhere. I got it literally where you gave me 2 middle fingers, you smiled, and I just see the 2 separations there. Now, I could have easily went on camera and said, I don't know whether to basically laugh or kick a field goal. I could have said that, but I didn't say that, did I? That would have been wrong. Could have said that it looked like a school dance where the boys were on one side and girls on the other side. Didn't say that either, right? Oh, I forgot I got to do those crunches first before I can leave out. I need to do the extra crunches. Yeah, might as well get them out of the way. Get the crunches out of the way. I'll get them done. I want to get that done. Get the crunches. I want to get my curls in. I got a new curl bar coming in. I can't wait for that. I'm excited about my curl bar. Got my new curl bar coming in. I got to come back here. Now, for those guys that think I'm wasting my time, I have more demonstrations than you. So it clearly sees that the fact that I have more demonstrations than you clearly shows that I don't waste my time. How much technology I got sitting around me right now? I got more technology in this environment than you have right now. You've made in a month or a year. And I'm still developing more technology. So, yeah, but that isn't checking out my butt. I gotta be careful now when I'm on camera. I gotta watch out because they be butt watchers. Watching my butts. Watching my butts. They're watching my butts. Watch out for the butt watchers.
Alright, let's not tear up my screen. Just got it built.
Them butt watchers. Don't get mad at me because you the one got me posted over your site. Butt watchers. So look, that's my demonstration of ultra short throw. Boom! That's another one he was crying. He cried about that paint too, and they're crying. Crying, the heavy tears. Like T.O. Where's the T.O.? Hold on, I got to pull it up real quick before I go. The T.O. crying situation. Where is it at? Let me see. Video of T.O. crying about the Cowboys. I swear, man. Fantastic player. I never would say T.O. is not a good player. He's a good player. He's skilled. He's good. He just got too much drama with him, man. He just had way too much drama. We couldn't take him anymore. We just couldn't take him. It's too much. We had to let him go. We had to let him go. We had to let him go. He was just doing too freaking much. You know, there's an incident that happened up here in Philly, like lie to you not, that he called the police and said somebody was breaking into his place. There's nobody breaking. He just wanted the police out there. Helicopter, they're gonna bring helicopters, all that stuff out there for him. He's T.O. He's an Eagles football player. They're gonna have the SWAT team, the whole 9 yards out there to take care of him. You know how that works. You get out there, and he's out there shooting basketball and lifting weights, so he can be seen on the camera. Because they're gonna have the chopper out there looking at him. He's lifting weights and shooting the basketball, and doing a little boxing on the bag a little bit. And I'm like, this joker at the end of the day, man, you making us look bad. I mean, it's bad enough, we competition with other teams. Now we got to deal with that nonsense in the freaking chat rooms, talking to other people who in the football, talking about, well, we got a jerk at the end of the day, like you jokers got that freaking clown. What clown are you talking about? T.O. You can't say nothing. Because they're right. You can't say nothing. Like he called what he called the police, the FBI said somebody was breaking in his place, and that joker out there doing sit-ups and push-ups. That's the kind of clowns y'all got on your team. Can't say nothing about it. It's right there. I said, we got to get rid of him. He's making us look bad. Yep, he was a drama queen. A drama queen. Excellent football player. Very gifted. Only problem was he was a drama queen, and people were just going to handle him. And that's funny because they transferred him to Dallas. And Dallas had problems with him. They couldn't handle him, so they got rid of him. And now, he's broke. Bankruptcy. Bunch of baby mamas and spending his money way outside his means and freaking giving people large some amount of money without asking for anything, and he went broke. He ended up on whatchamacallit. He ended up on geesh, how mad you got to be in a game. That's bad. When you put your hand through a freaking TV because you're mad over a game, that is just stupid. Better not be my TV. We're going to have a problem at the end of the day. Let me see. Terran Owens. No, you got it the first time. Terran Owens. Really? You're going to be a jerk about this? Let's be a jerk about it. Terran Owens. Nope, wrong one. Terran Owens, the football player. There we go. A football player. T.O. Excellent football player. Good. Just drama queen. People couldn't handle his prima donna attitude. Yep. Oh, here it is. Here it is. Man, I'm glad we got rid of this guy.
It's not about, Tony. You guys can point the finger at him. You can talk about the vacation. And if you do that, it's really unfair. It's really unfair. It's my team. It's my quarterback.
Too bad we got rid of him.
If you guys do that, man, it's unfair. We lost 17. We lost 17, man.
I hated that guy so much. You have no idea. I don't try not to hate people, but I couldn't stand him. He's a good football player. When he was on the Eagles, he was a good football player. He was such a freaking drama queen. Oh, it was such a drama queen. It had to be about him 24/7. Everything had to be about him 20. He's like, into his team, bull crap. because he overshadowed the team over here in Eagles all the time. He had to be, all had to be about him. Everything had to be about him. And if anybody else got any kind of limelight, he got jealous and got upset when his little fits at the end of the day. Oh, I couldn't stand him. I couldn't stand him. Oh, I couldn't stand that guy. I couldn't wait till they got rid of him, man. I couldn't wait to get rid of him. They sent him over to Dallas and y'all can have that freaking headache. He was accepted so well in Philadelphia. They made a song about him. It's called T.O. 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 They chanted when he would come in. They accepted him. They bought him and they accepted him. And that sucker went freaking prima donna on us. Man, I couldn't even go into a freaking chat room, any sites, anything to talk about anybody about football, because the first thing they bring up like that freaking drama queen y'all got over there is freaking hilarious. You know, y'all circus clowns in the day. Can't argue about it. He does stupid stuff like every time he gets on camera, something dumb he does. Oh, I couldn't wait till they got rid of him. I said, yeah, we just got to deal with it. You already, what was that? I was a Trump supporter, a Dallas fan. At the end of the day, it was a Dallas fan, Trump supporter who popped on there. And he was talking about something stupid. I said, man, y'all can't win anything. Man, y'all can't even win the Super Bowl. You can't come back for that. There's nothing he could say because he lost the Super Bowl. We won. And nothing you can come back from that. So that's why I said for that nonsense, they were ranking on us. Can't really say much because you're doing it. You know what I mean? So you just have to suck it up and just take the hit. But man, that felt good at the end of the day. He's talking about, yeah, you know, I know about winning. You don't know jack about winning because he had Dallas all over his page. Yo, you got a nerve to have Dallas up there at the end of the day, man. Y'all couldn't even win the freaking Super Bowl. I mean, the best thing about y'all freaking team is y'all cheerleaders. And that ain't even working halfway as it is. I haven't won a game since God knows what. Can't say nothing back because it's true. We won the Super Bowl. We are the champions. That's it. Put a whole bunch of champion Super Bowl cheers on his face. Bam, 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 bam. You can't do nothing about that. I got a bunch of Dallas in my family. I got a lot of Dallas in my family. We go back and forth all day long. Like, yeah, but y'all didn't win, did you? Did y'all win? How about them Cowboys? I said, how about them Cowboys? Yeah. Y'all didn't win jack. Jacky Jack. I talk a lot of trash. Y'all talk a lot of trash. I got some Dallas fans that cool, chill with. I'm good with y'all. But I got some of y'all talk too much trash. Now, again, I talk a lot of trash. If we lost, I accept it. I take the hit. It is what it is. I'm not going to get mad and fight. It is. What we lost, we lost. I take the hit. That's what I got to do. And that's what I love about my Dallas fans that I have on my end. They don't get rowdy. They don't do threats and nonsense. They take the hit. You just got to know how far to go. You can't play with them too much because that's wrong. But, man, I had some fun. They lucky didn't play that pride bet jersey. That pride bet jersey, if you'd have lost, you have to wear my jersey for one freaking year. But then nobody would take it. Oh, my goodness. I got a friend of mine. She talks so much trash about the Eagles. I couldn't reach her for 2 days. She would not pick up her phone. Why won't you pick up your phone? Why won't you pick up your phone? I thought the Dallas was number one. I know we got Dallas fans that probably listening to my, oh, okay. Yeah, about that. Yeah, I'm about that. I got hardcore Dallas fans. I got a family member that was so hardcore, he moved to Dallas. That's how hardcore. He packed up and moved to Dallas. He left Philly and moved to Dallas to be among his people. Had his job transferred, everything. You're talking about hardcore Dallas. That's hardcore Dallas. And if you look at, he's in Texas, Dallas, Texas. If you look at his what do they call it? I forgot. He calls it the something bunker. It is huge. It's like a mini house, all dedicated. Not his house. He has another house connected on his land, all dedicated to Dallas. You can't even wear jerseys up there. I can't wear my Eagles jersey. I wear my Eagles jerseys up there, but I can't wear on his property. I have to take it off. I respect that. I take that respect. I ain't got no problem with that. You got to do the same thing when you come up here. Take it off. You ain't walking in my house with no Dallas jersey on. Take it off. Now, if I'm over at somebody else's house and they Dallas, the same thing over there. That's all. Just respect line. That's what it is. We have a little fun back and forth. But if you lose, don't pick up your phone. Don't let me catch you going out to work. Because you're going to get it. You're going to get it. I got an Eagles bullhorn, all green. Yep. Oh, you'll hear down the street talking about, how about them Cowboys? I said, how about them Cowboys? Yeah, you losers, losers. That's what you're going to hear from my bullhorn. I get you right in front of your house. 3 o'clock in the morning. You hear me out there screaming at your front door. I said, how about them Cowboys? Yep. My AA12 is green. I got an AA12 Eagles, custom Eagles skin for my AA12. It's got Eagles on it. But as in our NFL screens we're designing, y'all design screens for Cowboys players. It's a game at the end of the day. People take it too seriously. People go on a fight, shoot, hurt each other at the end of the day. No. It's a game at the end of the day. It's all a joke and having fun. That's why we have pride bets. We never bet money. You bet money, you got fights breaking out, people getting angry. It causes too many problems. You got something called a pride bet. That's why we have pride bets. You lose, you're going to wear makeup for a week. You're going to get your nails painted. That kind of messed up stuff at the end of the day. Some people rather just pay the money than go through that mess. But can I just pay the money? No. We don't do money. You know, the whole contract rules we have over here. We don't do money. We don't gamble. We can't do any of that stuff whatsoever. Christian thing on top of that. Can't do that. And the pride bets are so much funnier. It's so much worth better than money. It is. Wearing my whole jersey every time a game comes up. Oh, priceless. That's a beautiful one. I was telling somebody about this. I'm doing that with my wife. His wife is Dallas. He's Eagles. Yeah. Y'all just it's one game. If they lose, they got to wear it for that week. Oh, that's a hurt piece. And I'm not talking about the jersey. You got to wear the hat, the jersey, everything. That's all you're wearing for a whole week. It's got to be that person's team. Or other pride bet. I lost a basketball. No. My brother lost the basketball game with the Bucks versus the Sixers. He lost the game, and he had to get on his knees, put $1 in his mouth, and crawl over and give it to the guy. Yeah, I love the pride bets. So you lose one, that's it. Or can't take your car to work if you had a good distance at the end of the day. Got to get your daughter's bike. That's what you're going to be using, a bike. Or you change out your sneakers, all kinds of crazy stuff they do today. You got to wear stockings. Oh, one guy lost me. He had to wear a skirt to work for a week. Literally. The jacked up stuff. These are jacked up pride bets. Yep. The makeup is, I think, the worst one. I think it might be the worst one. The makeup, the nails. Got to do your hair. It's got to be ribbons, barrettes, all kinds of stuff they do. It's a pride bet. You mess with your pride. Got to have it. Well, you can't put... You're not gonna put it on the car. They put something on the car. You can take it off, but then some people put. You got to put the other team's stickers on your bumper, on your truck. Oh yeah, leave that right there. My buddy made that bet. That hurt him so bad. Put that sticker on there. It comes off. They can remove it off without damaging the car. That hurt him a lot. He was like, oh my god, I should never make this bet. This is messed up. It's going on my ride, man. He had to go to work. Everybody's gonna see the sticker on there. He had to cover up all his stickers on his car. And he put that sticker on there. Yeah, but that's what you get on the pride bet. When I had with a female, a bet with her, that every time we went out, she had to call me king. Everywhere we go, she got to address me as my king. That is the best one ever. Yes, we had this bet. She talked all this stress. Okay, if I lose, I had to address her as my queen, which again, but I had to do it where I had to get down on one knee, and when I say it, she made it really like humiliating. I had to get down on one knee and basically look at my queen every time. It's my queen, my queen. Every time I walk through, I did one knee, my queen. And that's okay. If I win, you got to call me my king. She lost. Oh my goodness! I called up and said, the deal. She said, whatever, we'll do it. We'll do it. It's crying, man. Everybody's crying. I said, oh, excuse me. What you have to say to me? What do you call me? She said, my king. All right, away with you, peasant. Away with you. Oh, I tell you, the peasants are so tiring. They're so tiring. It's just so get on my nerves. The bell, do one of that one. When they ring the bell, you got to come on command. That's another jacked up one too. You can have fun. No money involved in this. We don't have to worry about no stress. Somebody owing you something. You got to keep tracking them down. Blah blah blah. You can have fun with this. The bells are. You got to be someone serve it. That's a good one. That's an excellent one. Or somebody got to cut your lawn at the end of the day. Hey, that's the gift that keeps on giving. Or free gas. That's another one that's a fantastic one to do. Pay your electric bill. Stuff like that. See, that's the kind of stuff you can have in these bets. And benefit you at the end of the day. I had a bet with my sister one time. She paid my cell phone bill for a solid year. It was we had to scare each other. And I beat her. I scared the daylights out of her. She paid my cell phone bill for a solid year. That's a solid year of money, extra money to myself. All different ways without putting money in there. Just put other stuff up instead.
cut the grass, fantastic, and have them sign a contract. Yeah, have them sign. And if people sign contracts in a hot minute, because if you lose, guess what? They want you to pay up too. They don't want you to vouch out, so they'll be willing to sign. Because what if you lose? Then you got to cut their grass, and they got a little contract piece of paper saying you're going to do it. So I ain't got no problem with that. I'm a sign right there, because I know I'm gonna win. I back my team at 100%, win or lose. Oh yeah, you can get a lot out of that. I won't even bother putting money up in there. So many things. Get your house painted, stuff like that. You know what I mean? Stuff you don't want to do, they got to do. Put that pride bet in there. Have some fun with it. Or they got to mow the lawn wearing your jersey. That's even funnier. Yep. I got to go, people. I got to go pick up and build this other side of the screen real quick. I got everything else I had to do on here. I just can't put the videos in. We upload the video players, and I'm going to have to go in and get that done. Now, you got what? Baseball season on Phillies at the end of the day. And we're going to get this on too on Phillies. Mine is when we do Philly games that if we win, the next game we go to, I get all free food. So they buy whatever I want at concession stand, which I don't eat much, but still I get free food. I don't have to pay for anything, which is great. I got to pay for the tickets. Sometimes you can get them where they have to pay for your ticket for the next game, and they got to pay for the food. That's a free ride right there. That gas money come in handy too if you do want to do gas bets at the end of the day. Bet for gas, yeah. Look at them already. Let me see. We updated everything here. Everything good to update there. That's good. Let me see. We already added the new shopping carts in. Already finished. That's done. Did that before I got on here because I know I talk a lot. Kaboom. That's published up there. Kadoosh. 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 Pride bets. You would bet money. And what happens when you bet money? Then that turns into a gambling problem at the end of the day too. On top of that, just betting for money, this, that, and the other. But on top of it, you're betting for money, then you got to hunt the person down, and then they lying. You may need the money for something, blah blah blah. And it just comes to a headache. It becomes a problem. Fights break out. People get killed over money and bets like that. But a pride bet, man, it's a gift that keeps on giving. Both parties get point out, they get to laugh about it. Well, not the other person, but if you guys have a good sense of humor, you will. And on top of it, you get something out of it. Like, hey, you lose, you cut my grass. Like, give him like so many months, you know what I mean? Or you got to cut my grass like 4 or 5 times, you know what I mean? When I need it. I'm like, okay, same vice versa. Cut my grass too. Okay. We need to extend the black versus black list real quick before we get out of here. Let me see. What are we at? This is the black versus black? This is the black versus black. We had to expand. The pride bet. Yes. I like the Mike King. I got a friend of mine, she won't do it. She's like, no, I'm not calling you that. And call me Poppy. I said, no, I'm not calling that either. Really? That's jacked up. Trying to get her to call me King or call me Poppy. She's Dominican, by the way. Let me see. The whole section there. Oh, add elements. Design a section. We literally have to build a whole section for this thing. Our blacklist is huge. There's so much testing. Here we go. Let's remove this whole thing out. We don't need this. We're gonna have to expand this page. Come on, you gotta move with me because we need to expand you. Where'd you go? Okay, we gotta expand you because we need to. A lot of videos have to go in here. This is just for the black technology we just developed. We got so much stuff in there to go in here. It's not even funny. Okay, let me see. Change background. Change background color. Change to black. Title. Nope. No, not that yet. Text. The name of the product. So much money on my mind, I can't even see the time. What? Pride bets. I know for a fact, if she does that pride bet where she calls me Poppy, I know for a fact I'm going to pay a bill. I know it's going to be a bill. It's probably going to be a car payment. It's going to be something. It's going to be a high enough ante at the end of the day. What's your car payments? And you got to figure out what she drives at the end of the day. She drives something probably pretty crazy. I'll take that bet. I'll take that. Even some mortgage payment. I'll take that bet. Hey, call me Poppy for a whole 2 months. Yeah, we're going to dinner every night. Yes. But crowds of people. As a matter of fact, I don't even want to be called Poppy. I want to be called King Poppy. That's what I want. If I'm going to pay a car payment or a mortgage payment, that's what I want. King Poppy. And you got to say it like you mean it at the end of the day. She's a funny person at the end of the day. She's going like, no. We agreed on the other one. No, you're not. Where did King come from? I was like, I had it in there. Depending on what I'm paying for at the end of the day. What am I paying for if I lose? That's what I want to know. What this going to cost me if I lose? I'm talking about freaking mortgage payment. That could be anywhere like $800 to $1,500. Let me see. We need black on black. Oops. Black. Test. Grr. Test. Gotta shrink that down a little bit. No. We can just put the title underneath of it. Black on black test. Let's see. Down a little bit more. Get this out of here. Put a note in there. Put a note in the new text in there at the bottom. Smaller. This is why I have to do, when I'm doing my updates, I have to do them, basically get most of them done, and then come on here and do the light stuff, because I would never get anything done, because I talk about too much stuff. Put on some Donna Summers usually and get it done. I got the light, I like the boogie. Let me see. He's doing battle. I just watched something fly up in the air. He's in there doing battle with the mices. That's him. They're doing battle with the mices. Got these toy mices. He likes the mices. A whole bunch of them. Let's see. ILEG. Let's see. ILEG Ultimate Black Cinemax. No, not Cinemax. Wrong one. ILEG Ultimate Black Cinematic. See, already posted. Every video we've done on the cinematic is already on Google everywhere. That's why when you get naysayers coming like, oh, it's just going to go to YouTube. No one's ever going to see it. No, you have no idea. Our search engine optimizer, I tweet the daylights out of that thing on my Google account. So my Google account, basically, when you go in and you apply for your domain name, you have to connect your domain to Google. There's an application called Advanced Settings. Now, most people don't touch that. But if you know what you're doing a little bit about programming, you can go in there and play around a little bit. And if you know what you're doing, you can make it so that anything you post to YouTube will fly everywhere, all over Google. That whole nonsense when they tell you and people call you up and says, hey, you're going to be the first one on Google and blah, 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 and all you got to do is pay us some money, get a remote address to your PC. That's a scam. You can do that yourself. You can do it yourself. And keep in mind, I'm in the process of doing Yahoo and Bing next, the same way. So our stuff is flooded everywhere. I just made that video right now. It's over on Google real quick. So it doesn't make a difference if somebody sits there and say, well, you know, hey, you only got a few views. I mean, Jack, at the end of the day, these videos go everywhere. It's the advertisement. People come in and buy from me. They don't care about views. They don't care about likes. You know, they care about performance. That's it. And then once we get the showroom set up, we're going to have the masses, people coming in from off the street to come in and see that technology, because it's going to be blowing up all through how we have it designed. It's going to go crazy. People are coming in and see this. They're expecting to walk into an environment and see projection setups in the dark. People are not used to seeing in fully lit environment, especially not used to seeing black screens. Every time I whip that phone and I show somebody, it's a sale that fast. I got to get pretty soon, get one of those key things you put on top of your phone so you can swipe it through and put the payments through, because that people right down the spot willing to give me money, but we can't take the money because it has to go through the website, because everything has to register for tax. So it has to, if I get one of these right here, I can do orders out there. So I'm contacting, what am I contacting? I'm contacting, whatchamacallit has it for the PayPal accounts that you can swipe through your phone. That's what I'm doing next, because I had some people want to buy the black technology. But not yet. We still have more testing to do. More testing. Look at the pictures. Everything is showing up. Bam! Look at that. Look at the madness. So it goes everywhere. 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 Just broadcast. Just keeps going on and on and on. First on Google. So when these videos go worldwide, they go all over the place. That means when people come out there and do hate on the end of the day, all you do is advertise for us. You work for Mr. Byrd. That's what you do. You work for us. You work for my company. That's what you do. I had people come down to my house, like I said, I had over in Allentown, and they said, man, these guys are a bunch of haters. They call them crowing, they call them haters. They're about a bunch of haters. Like, I'm in here seeing this. This stuff looks incredible. They came out, some people come in and pick it up from the house. And they walk in, the grocery truck, they call in before they come in. Hey, Mr. Byrd, how you doing? And I'll let them in. They come in, and they see all the screens lit up. And they're, wow, this is just like on YouTube. I said, yeah, just on YouTube. He said, man, Crow is nothing but a bunch of haters. He's nothing but a hater at the end of the day. So that one person that came in will start spreading a campaign about how much Crow is nothing more than a hater and nothing more than a fake and a phony, because he was in there and he saw those screens for himself. So you advertise for me, you make money from me. On top of that, you're going to pay me 2 ways. I told you. You're going to pay me because you got people coming to see me, and they see my technology, and they buy from me, and they hate you even more because they know exactly the kind of person you are. You're a person of jealousy. People hate people of jealousy. You know why? Because everybody got one of those. A person just hates on you for no reason because you're doing something good. So you make enemies for yourself. And then turn around, you're going to pay me again when I get you in court, because I'm suing you for millions of dollars that you don't even have. I'm going to clean your clock, Mr. Fernando, in a courtroom. I got so many lawsuits going to slam against you, it's not even funny. You'll have to die 20 times over, even to break even for even the interest costs you're going to owe me at the end of the day. Them copyright lawsuits are insane what they're going to hit them with. So yeah, Mr. Williams ain't got the money, but they still going to sue him anyway. As a matter of fact, Monday morning, I got to go in and I got to check with the police to send over the rest of the documents that we have over here that we had to file against him. On top of that, there's another document we have to send in. Basically, we had to contact, I think, something Trade Commission or somebody was, something else to do with the FBI involving the fact that he was faking being a minister. Because mind you, he contacted our company as a minister. He never contacted us as Derek Williams. He contacted as a minister, claiming to be a minister. And we had those emails and transcripts, which you're going to use against him in court to prosecute him for the 7 years he's going to get for impersonating a priest or a minister, a rabbi, and plus taking money from people, which he was running a scam while he was in under the public housing. In public housing, he was running a scam to become tricking people to buy from him that he was actually giving donations. Giving donations that he was a minister. So that could be a heavy strike against the public housing over there, that this guy was running these scams in their building and claiming to be this minister, which we have tons of evidence on, and now they have it. So they're well aware of it. So you got to get it quick and get it fixed, because again, we're in the process. When I told you, when we contacted them and I told them we had documents coming, they know what them documents mean. That means lawsuits are coming. And the person, the guy sitting on the phone, he quickly said, I'm not getting involved in this. We pass it on to the next person. So they know we could be in the process of filing a lawsuit against him. They're going to get him out of that building as fast as they can. That's what we're going to do. They're scared because they know what can happen. They know we can sue them for it. We can sue them because they're responsible for him. And the fact that we can show the courts that we contacted their building multiple times about this individual. Also, on top of that, he was running scams in the building, claiming to be a minister and taking donations from people because he made first contact with us as a minister. Yeah, we took the daylights out of him. So the fact that that guy sat there and said, I'm not getting involved in this, and then they said we're sending documents down, and that turns it means that we're going to file a lawsuit against you. They know they can be hit pretty hard. So they're working hard to get him out of that building. So the only thing that's going to happen is they get all that evidence together. We'll give him time to get all the evidence together, what they need. He's already been notified. I guarantee he's already been notified already. And the police, we're going to reach back out with them and see exactly what happened, because they were supposed to make go down and see, go down and check, go down and confirm with the building that he is making these accusations, so they can get an arrest warrant. And it goes from there. Imagine all of that, the self-destruction to yourself you did. He was doing that self-destruction anyway to himself when he's ripping people. I'm pretty sure he's ripping people off long before he knew who Jamie was. But anyway, and then Fernando thinks at the end of the day that went on has nothing to do with you. Yeah, Fernando has a lot to do with you, because it proves that you're being sued for the fact that you started a rumor. This is the initial lawsuit, that you initially started a rumor making false claims. And you know these people went out and told him these lies, and these people, instead of being adults and turning in a different direction, followed along with you. So they're going to get sued, and you're going to get more time for those actions. So good luck with all that. You're definitely going to need it. Definitely going to need it. Oh, we got to get this out of here. We don't need that in there. Yep. So anytime we prosecute one of these guys, Jamie gets more time. Jamie's sitting up there thinking that nothing's going to happen to me. You didn't learn that the first time when the process server came beating on your door and you were scared in the kitchen to come out? Because I know that for a fact, because I was on this phone with the process server when he was talking to me because he couldn't get to the gate. I said, ring the doorbell. Somebody opened it up, and he did ring it. He walked right on in. I said, where? I said, I'm on the phone right now. I said, where are you? He said, I'm in front of the door. He took a picture, sent it back to me. He said, I'm right here, because they got to send all that information back to him. He said, somebody's coming to the door. I said, is it a woman? He said, yeah, that's his wife. Now, if I had put in that order that he could serve her, she would have got served at the door. Next time, I put it in that they can serve anybody in that building over the age of 18 can be served. So if she comes to that door this time, she's getting served. If she goes to her job, they can go to her job. They can go to her church. They're going to go anywhere they want. And she can be served. So that's going to make it rough for him, because now she's included in this mess, and she's going to be upset with him. Who is she going to take that out on? She's going to take it out on him. It's going to make his life miserable. But you brought it on yourself. Now, if it comes up that a process server was on that property and you already got a control order on you with immigration's behind you, that brings you even more problems, because that comes up on their radar too. And that makes them quicken the process to come out to you to see you. Because through immigration, we have a cyber crimes filed against them for committing crimes on U.S. soil, which you did do, Mr. Fernando, did you not? Yep. You got it mixed up. He thought that what we filed with immigration was about getting you deported. No. This is a different branch. This branch deals with people who can make crimes in the United States. That's what they deal with. Undocuments that commit crimes here in the United States, like murder or human trafficking, drugs, stuff like that. That's what they deal with. It's a whole different department. You got it mixed up. They're different. That's why I showed you the documents. And the document reads out and tells you exactly you got to pick out different crimes. They deal with this. A different department you had to go to. So if you committed a crime here, then that's what their job is, to find undocuments that are basically committing crimes. And even the people that are documented or undocumented don't want them here, because, again, they're committing crimes. They're making everybody look bad. So that's what that agency is for. That you don't go back home with them. You stay in a detainment unit until basically these charges are brought up against you, and you have to fight that in court. That's what happens. And if you're found guilty, you just stay here until whatever time they release you. Depends on how long and how much time you're going to get. That's what we filed for him. But he went on there and said, oh, no, he called immigration. They're going to come and take me in. No, you're not. No, we didn't call that. That's a different branch right there. They're for something else. different complete branch. Because somebody advised us that that's where we needed to go. We can't go. The other one, no, because he committed crimes. We have to go to them instead. Not that one. So you went on and ranted on your channel and made it sound like you didn't do anything wrong. Everybody knows you touched their copyrights, so everybody knows our copyrights are legit. So you're trying to make it sound like you didn't do anything wrong whatsoever. I think you're what's the word for a person who can't stop lying? He's one of them, because again, man was sitting up in his apartment claiming he moved. Come on now. You can't get any more of a bigger liar than that. And try to make people believe he left and moved. Moving such a pain. Moving such a pain. Got there and lied on that camera in front of everybody. No shame, nothing whatsoever. Gee whiz, man. Just lie on everything. See? This is a different type of agency. This isn't the agency you thought it was. This is the agency we had to get because you committed crimes against my company and we had to go to them to get this taken care of. This is where we had to go to. Enforcement. They involved, it's a different type of document we had to go through. Now, their documents, we had to fill out one of these. So these are for people that are undocumented that commit serious crimes here in the United States. And yours is right there. See where it says cyber crimes? That's what you committed. But they don't know the other half of it. They don't know about the copyright issues we had with you. And that's the other part we had to update and let them know that not only you, that's considered to be a cyber crime with copyrights and stuff. I guess they consider it the same thing. But that's what we had with you. You committed copyright, post office mail fraud. You committed perjury on your own LLC, which we have documents on that. And you did a whole lot of stuff. You did cyber stalking, cyber bullying, cyber harassment, doxing addresses. You're in this category right here. So all that evidence, everything we have, everything you was posting, because you thought, because you were undocumented, that you were just going to be, carted back over to Mexico and you were going to live over there and you weren't going to face any of these crimes over here. No, you're going to face every single one of these. That's what this branch is for. That's what they're designed to collect people who have committed serious crimes here on United States soil, and basically prosecute them. That's what you're going to go through. See the stuff they have on here? They don't play around on this thing. Look. Marriage fraud, there's a whole lot of stuff on here. Smuggling. They don't play around on this thing. You're going to be, they go in there, weapons smuggling. I'm going to tell you right now, you have a printing machine in there. I would not make accusations like that because I don't think it's true. I don't think you would ever do something like that. I'm not sure. Jamie does some weird stuff. I can tell you that much, but I'm not going to say it. But they may insinuate. So you may have to show proof of things that you are printing out while you're in that building. Because there's a reason why people now, they're coming down heavy on the printing machines because people print ghost guns. That's why. 3D print guns. And because you're undocumented, you want to make sure you have everything that you have ever printed out to show that you have no activity like that whatsoever. Because they can have a suspicion, and you don't want one of those. Clean that up as fast as you possibly can. But other than that, the other stuff we have on him, yeah, he's guilty. Definitely guilty of. And I've sent this guy so many documents telling him that the copyrights were real, and he did not listen at all. And we had a lawyer who reached out to him too. So they were sent the documents on the lawyer. They were sent the documents on the process server that had to come to your door. So now they know it was serious because they know that had to bring a process server had to come there to basically address the issue. So yeah. And then on top of that, he has to go to the CCB coming up soon. We had 2 cases for that one. He has to log in with a cyber judge for that one. If he doesn't show up, then he'll lose it, and then he'll lose $60,000. That's all. So it's so much stuff. It's not even funny. Then I got family members following. They have contacted that branch and they filed against him because they said that he was reaching out and doxing their addresses. So now you got other people than me, that are basically going in and testifying. Anyone you contacted that we had doing business with, they're getting the same document too also. So they can contact them and let them know that, hey, he's contacted my company quite a few times, carrying on and acting up. See, Fernando, everything comes back to bite you in the face. You got to pay for things in life. You don't get away with things like that. You don't get, everything catches up to you in life. But better to catch up here than basically catch up in the next life. In the next life, different setting in there. Definitely different setting. And no way to get out of that one. Ain't no way of forgiveness or freedom or nothing. You're stuck in eternity forever. The burn. There's no second chances there. Once you're there, you're there. That's it. No way out. I thought an awesome bet would be if I bet everybody in my group that they would have to buy me candy every month. Then that means I would never have to buy candy ever again. And they could be my candy suppliers. Right. You don't want to do that. I did that one already. It was a bad idea. I did it with a birthday. It was a bad idea. It was candy corns. Bad idea. Candy corns are cheap. I like the ones that are made out of honey, the good ones. I don't like the cheap ones. The cheap ones taste like wax. And birthday was coming up, and they were like, what you want for your birthday? And I was like, give me some candy corn. I said that to 14, 15, 16 people, and give me some candy corn. And next you know, I'm telling everybody, just give me candy corn. All I want is candy corn. Candy corn. I want the harvest. I want all of that, candy corn. You know what I mean? Can't get tired of that. You consider the fact you got to tell 20, 30 people you want candy corns, and candy corns is like $1 a bag. Everybody wants to spend $1 on you for Christmas for your birthday, and they're going to go overboard. They always do that. They buy $10 worth, $20 worth. And next you know, you got all these bags of candy corns and bags all on your porch. And you're like, what the freak? Yeah, I had a lot of candy corns. Those big, huge drums that they had, we could say the big drums, you can have one of them. I could fill 5 of them up easily. All candy corn. I had so many. People give me 20 bags, 30 bags. It's $1 bag. They spend 30, 40, 50 bucks on candy corn. And you got 30 people saying, oh, so much of it. And you get to a point now you're sick of it. You can't stand the smell. The smell that makes you want to throw up. So I gave it all to a church. The kids can enjoy it. Never gonna do that one ever again. That was a bad idea. Seemed like a good idea at the time when they were all there, like, oh my goodness, I got candy corn for life. Like, oh my goodness, I got candy corn for life. Yeah. You ever seen people who win those prizes where they get something for life? It can be a blessing and a curse. Now, it depends on what is in the guidelines. If it's in the guidelines that you can sell it, then that's nice. So you can get some money out of it. But if you can't sell it within the guidelines, then how are they going to know either way? But still, got to do something with it. Like you get a year's worth of turtle wax for life because you won some contest. There's no way in the world you're going to use that much turtle wax. So guess you have to figure out some way to get rid of it. I mean, you're getting it for free, so your overhead cost is nothing. It's being shipped to you for free, so your overhead cost is nothing. So if you went online and you started an eBay account, which I wouldn't do because eBay gouges you on everything. They want to charge you for every little thing. I just get well, I tell you the best way to do eBay. The best way to do eBay is to sell on eBay because eBay will bring customers to your front door. Build up your account, get a large following on eBay, and rechannel the following to your website where you have all control. That's how you do it. That's easy. That's the best way to do it. Don't stay on eBay. eBay is dangerous. eBay can fire or take away your company just like that. I've heard horror stories of people having businesses that they run their whole life on, and all of a sudden their accounts are gone because eBay can terminate you at any given time they want. You don't want that. Now, what eBay can do for you,
eBay can get you traffic, can get you tons of traffic. So what you want to do is pick up that tons of traffic from eBay, establish, and then build yourself a website and rechannel that traffic to your website. That's what you do. You don't never send anything through eBay messaging because they read all that. You send it through your own private email. Send it to them and say, hey, look, I'm about to open up a website, da 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 da. Put the information at the bottom. This is where I'm going to be at. This is where I'm moving my store. Now you have alerted all your customers, everyone you're doing business with, that that's where you're going. And eBay has no information on it because you didn't go through their private messaging, which they will find out. You can channel all that to the site. We have better discounts over there. We have more stuff over there. So and so. That's how you would do it. Now you do it this way because eBay is going to charge you for everything. eBay charges you to put up a listing. They charge you for decorating a listing. You want to put a little awning out there. You want to pick your own little store today. You get charged for every little thing. Even the repost, you get charged for that. Even for shipping, they get a percentage of that. They get a percentage of everything. And if they want to, they can just come in and put any kind of restriction and knock out your store. Or if you have a website, that's all yours. That's how you do it. See, you learn something new every day with Mr. Byrd. Teach you something new. That's how you do it. But anyway, yeah, you get that for life. For life, you're talking about you have no overhead expenses. It's being shipped to you for free. You don't pay anything for it. So there's no percentage of what you're going to lose out of it because you're getting it for free. So if you're getting free turtle wax for free, you can sell that like crazy. People would buy that because it costs money, but you can get it for, you can charge much cheaper than the competitor because you ain't getting it for, you ain't paying anything. Your ship out costs on that is still gonna be cheap. Your overhead cheap. So if you get free apples for life, you're gonna have to basically be able to get rid of that because that's a perishable item right there. There are plenty of stores that will get that from you. They'll buy it from you. You tell them that, hey, look, I got apples. They're coming from this particular company. They'll basically get it from you. Depends on how many apples you're getting. That's the thing about it. Like how many you're getting. That could be an interesting topic right there. It's better if you get an object that's non-perishable. But still sell them. Or you can give them away to the church. You can give them away to the homeless. No ways you can do with it. But anyway, it's for life and you got it for free. Now, rice-a-roni, the San Francisco treat that you get that for life, man, you can sell that easily, man. It's a non-perishable item, something to be stacked up in storage units and areas like that. So, yeah, you can easily get rid of that, man. Because, Karen, how many boxes are you getting for life? Now, I didn't think about that. Are they giving you one box a day? Or are you getting like a case at the end of the day? What are you getting? Are you getting one of each one? But anyway, they were talking about people who basically get stuff for life, and they consider it to be a curse because they have so much of it. But you can make money off of that. People know how to flip money. That's the problem. People do not know how to flip money. Money, you got to look at the planet on how it is. Look at all the things that's on this earth that you can make money off. It's money all around you. You just don't see it. There is so much money around you, you don't see it at all. It's right there. You know how much money is on the earth? Unclaimed money that sits on the earth is a lot. Do you know that when you're on the beach walking around, do you have any idea how much money lays under your feet? There are ships that have crashed along the shore centuries ago, and that money has washed up on the shore. It's been buried underneath there. That's why you see people out there with metal detectors. So every once in a while, these guys get lucky and find something crazy out there. There's millions and millions of dollars of gold and jewelry in the ocean that sits there. There's none of the stuff you're taking with you. You can't take anything with you. Everything stays here. It's just here. You can't say when a person dies that everything they had disappears and goes with them. No, it's here. It's all here. There's kings and queens and emperors who have died with great wealth. It's buried somewhere. No one's just ever find it. But it's there. Earth is overgrown. Has grown over it with weeds and vines and time and everything, and all those riches are still embedded in the earth. Right there, every day. People walk into garage sales all the time. There's money staring you right dead in the face. You can't see it because you can't recognize. You understand? As I tell you about learn a thing about antique collecting. Learn to know what you're looking at when you're buying fine china, when you're buying vases, when you're buying
artwork. Know what you're looking at. Because somebody could put a Van Gogh right there, and you would look at it, and somebody would walk by and say, look at that ugly painting. A bunch of melting clocks. That's ugly. And I realize how much that costs. Or the person who has it doesn't even know what they have. That's what I like about the Antique Roadshow. Some people do know they have an antique, and some people just don't know. I like the ones that don't know. Like the woman who sat there who was digging up potatoes in her backyard with a serving spoon that belonged to Henry VIII that was worth millions of dollars and didn't know it. It was an old spoon that's passed on from the family. Didn't find out her bloodline, and that was descendants from Henry VIII, which they didn't even know. I didn't know that. Knowledge is power. So she Auntie Rocha pops up in her town, and she got this big old serving spoon. She used it for digging potatoes up in the backyard. They were pretty poor. Her husband just lost his job, and she's trying to make ends meet, and they're going to lose the house. Everything is caving in for them, and she's got $1 million spoon in her hand. Don't even know it. So she decided, let's just take this down and see what happens. And found out when the guy looked at it, he sat down in the chair and he kind of couldn't believe what he was looking at. He said, you know what you got here? And she's like, no, it's an old spoon we have in our family. He said, no. You understand. This is a missing item from Henry VIII's entire collection of his dinnerware. They had the missing collection right in their hand. And then they found out later on, when they did background checks, that they were descendants from that bloodline. Not descendants of maize, descendants of royal blood, which they didn't know. Imagine that. Got more money than they can ever think of. All that time, it's right in their hand, never knew it. That's what happens to a lot of people. A lot of people have great wealth and don't even know it. They can't see it. It's right there, but they can't see it. I thought that was absolutely amazing. All that time. Old serving spoon just laying around. They probably tossed it, threw it here, threw it there. Probably used to dig up dirt and everything with it. Yeah, digging potatoes in the backyard with it. She was a potato digger she used in the backyard. I said, oh, you don't understand what you have here. Now, they thought that usually when something's passed down and you're not from that bloodline, it's not yours, the museum will give you some money, but not the money you could be getting if it was yours. They would say at the end of the day, it belongs to us because it's part of history, blah, blah, blah. They'll take it from you. Maybe even go trick little dollars here and there. But when they did the background check, they do with blood from that descendant race. Unbelievable. From that royalty, their royal blood. Didn't know it. That's when people do their whole ancestry, the background checks, and come back and say, oh, shoot. I had no idea. Yeah, you had no idea, didn't you? Yep. And now because of what they are, they get paid for who they are. So that means the museum will take that piece and they have to pay them a lot of money just to showcase it. They can choose where they want it to show up at. And they have to pay them to rent that spoon from them. They'll make a ton of money. So they're rich. Isn't that interesting? Life is interesting that way. It really is. Like the cheese fries. The cheese fries. Cheese fries. What does cheese fries have anything to do with somebody becoming a millionaire, a multi-millionaire? Easy. Guy went out there and he was playing on one of those rocking horses they have back and forth in front of a supermarket. He's a pretty heavy guy, and the rocking horse separated and he smacked his face clean into the cement and shattered his face. Ended up in the hospital. I think I told you someone before. But anyway, everybody wanted to give him the money. Who cares? They don't have the money. You know what I mean? You know, things snap. You know what I mean? There are kids that weigh as much as he does today. Any one of them could have got him. Any one of them teens, teens are pretty big too, could have got him. They could have had the same accident. Same thing would happen. They had the money. One guy didn't want to budge. He thought the guy was a complete freaking idiot. Why should we give him millions of dollars at the end of the day? He's an idiot. Why would a grown man get on something like that to begin with? We were trying to say, argument in the day, the kids today have weight like that. Kids are heavy. They're bigger now. Any kid could have jumped on it. It could have it. Regardless, it should have been able to hold a grown man. That's what you're saying. But the toy, they came back and they did all the check on the toy, and the toy did have problems. It had basically, a particular rocking horse had problems, recalls on it about that particular area snapping off and people getting hurt on them. And still he didn't want to budge on. So what changed his mind? Cheese fries is what changed his mind. Because he was looking forward to blood sausages all day, a craving for blood sausages. That's what he wanted. Just a Blood sausage. Mind you, Jory, they pay for your food. And he wanted blood sausages, all he could think about. And he finally put that order in for that blood sausage. Couldn't wait for it to get there. When it finally got there, he got cold cheese fries. And that triggered him. That got him highly upset. Because you know how people get ticked off when you don't want something all day long and you don't get the food that you want, you will lose it. You lose your whole entire appetite. You could be starving that whole entire day. They screw your order up. You don't want nothing. And you rather go home and starve and just be upset because you're ticked off because you didn't get the food that you wanted. Forget all of them. I don't want that. I don't care. I don't even want it no more. That's how your attitude is. That's how we are. And that's what happened to him. He triggered off in there. I don't care. You know what? Forget it. He was so ticked off. When it came time, and now you can't do anything. You can't argue with the delivery guy. You can't, because you're in the jury locked in there. You can't do jack. You got to sit there and deal with that crap. And he was ticked. So when the time came up to ask, he said, you know what? Forget it. Give him what everyone's I don't care. Because he was so mad with the court system. They screwed up his order. That's all he was thinking about, that blood sausage. He couldn't care what they gave that guy at the end of the day. I don't care. Give him whatever he wants. And that's how the guy got millions of dollars. Precisely $20 million. If you want to be precise. That's what he walked off. That kind of money. $20 million because somebody screwed up on an order. Just happened to be that way. That's how life played out for him. So that guy became a rich guy, and the other guy got his blood sausages, and he was happy. And he couldn't care less. That guy faked the whole thing. I don't care about it. I want what I want. That's how people are. Yep. Cheese fries. Cheese fries. Cheese fries. Is that crazy or what? Is that crazy? Cheese fries. You got $20 million on some cheese fries because they screwed his order up. And I've been that way too. Everybody been that way. You be hungry all day long, and you just looking for like this. This what you want. You order it, can't wait to get there, and they screw the order up, and you're like, oh my freaking goodness! Like you just turned off completely. You be sitting there eating a bowl of cold cereal because you just so tired. You don't want to order nothing else. You just done. That's it. I ain't wasting no more money. I'm done. I don't eat this cold cereal. That's it. Deal with it. People go to jail with food too. You seen that too? You snap over some food. Like the guy who sat up there and I don't know what he's mad about. Something stupid happened in the restaurant. But anyway, going to jail for it. You're not getting out anytime soon. But anyway, goes there to get some food. Gets mad at the person working at the restaurant. Decides to get into a fist fight with a female. Manager comes out. He's got hands. He kicks his butt, which he should have got because you don't hit no woman. Guy gets mad, gets into his truck, runs it into the store. On the side of the truck, he's wearing his uniform, his ID badge. Everything's out in the open for them to see, and including the company on the truck he was driving for. All that over food. Let me tell you something, people who get in fights at establishments for food, you're stupid. You know why I call you stupid? Because you're going to go to jail for a long time. You're going to lose your freedom. You're going to lose your everything. You know, they don't have that food in there at all, period. At all, period. You don't get that kind of food in there. You're going to lose everything over some food. People don't think at the end of the day. Look, when you attack an establishment like that, they have lawyers. That means you attack the company. That means you know what's going to show up at your court hearing. The lawyers that own the building is going to show up there, and the person who you attacked, they're going to show up. The building, she's going to press charges on you, and whatever restaurant establishment, they're going to file charges against you. They recorded and documented. They got you on recording, smashing the store up, throwing things around, screaming and yelling. They have all that. They'll have your information. It's a digital era. They'll have your information. I guarantee you pulled out of that parking lot, they got your license plate too. The cameras pick up on all kinds of stuff. Just cameras watching you come into an establishment and coming out of an establishment. People don't think about just going to get food, but you're not doing anything stupid. You're not worrying about that. But you're recorded and documented the entire time. You walk through any establishment, you're documented. There are cameras out there everywhere. So when your car pulls up to that drive-thru, your license plate, all that stuff, everything. So they got pictures of you, your license plate, everything coming in. So you're going to go to jail. Now, please come to your door, put you in handcuffs, stick you in the back of a patrol car, take you down to prison, a processing area, Want to take your shoelaces, want to take your belt, fingerprint you, take your pictures, stick you in a holding cell. They're in there for God knows how long so I can get to you. And then after that, they'll see whether or not they're going to post bail. You can get bail. If you can get bail, if there's somebody come down and pay the bill, or maybe if you've done anything wrong and it's the first time offense, maybe you may get them to bail you out. You may have to pay for that. But still, at the end of the day, you're going to go to jail for this nonsense. Just in. If you even get it. And if you don't get bail, they're going to transfer you upstate, wherever you're going to go to, and you're going to sit in that facility, which is going to be either prison, jail for the time being, until your court date comes up. And God knows what will happen to you when you reach that stage over there. Because your life's in danger. The minute you leave from there, your life's in danger when you're in a holding cell. But now you're going up in there. Now you're a new victim going into a whole prison system. At the end of the day, an opportunity is always waiting to take advantage of you. And you did all that for French fries? French fries. They screw my order up. This is what I'm doing. Going in, and I'm saying, hey, you screwed my order up. And if they don't want to give my money back, guess what? I go do a charge back and get the money back either way. Now, most places will return your money. They will just take the money back. That's what they'll do. They'll say, okay, you're not unhappy with it. Here you go. Give your money back. Then just leave. That's it. Go to another place. There's one place right across the street. Go get food over there. It's food right over there. It's food everywhere. It's all over the place. They ain't got one restaurant down, and there's food everywhere. And go over there, go over here, go over here. There's so many different selections of it. They screw my order up, and I go and pay for it. I don't want it. You know what I mean? They screw it up, and I go back, and they want to be that. At the end of the day, I used to pay for everything on debit anyway. Okay, no problem. Call PayPal. Get my money right back on my account. I'm good. Guess what I do? I go across the street and get something to eat. Over there. I don't want to eat from there. I don't want to eat from I'm done. I go over there. Got many choices and options to go to. It ain't worth me going in and screaming and yelling at somebody and throwing stuff and carrying on and acting up and getting all out of control and jumping over the counter. Because you got to remember, the cameras are watching you through that whole establishment, and you are on a company's property, which means that they're going to file charges against you, and they're going to lawyers in there are going to hold that weight at the end of the day. They don't get around that. You got your goofy behind running up. You're all over YouTube showing you screaming and carrying on and throwing things on the store and ranting and kind of being the big bad person at the end of the day over some food, destroying property, threatening. Oh, they're going to check so many nasty charges. That'd be funny. Terroristic threats, attempt of this, attempt of that, destroying public property, putting other people's lives in danger because there's other people in there. You're going to owe so many charges and stacked against you. So if you're lucky, you get probation, get a bracelet on you, maybe for about 3 or 4 years. If not, then you probably get 5 years out of it, a year to 5 years in it. So all that because you couldn't get fast food to spend your time in the prison system eating that food. You don't need gourmet food in there, just so you know. Jeebus Louise. In the day. That's why I say people doing dumb stuff and they, oh yeah, that's what you want to do. That's what you get up in the morning. This is my plan. I'm gonna get up in the morning, get in a fight with a corporation, destroy their property, threaten the workers, get into fights with people, carry on, act up, and go to jail, get my life taken away from me, get beat up, possibly could get stabbed, and maybe get sodomized. That sounds like a perfect day, right? Now, if somebody jumps up behind the counter, say you're talking back and forth, go trash off, start it off, and say they jump behind the counter over there and they strike you, don't do anything, back up. They hit you, lawsuit. Right there. They're going to lose their job. They're getting fired at the end of the day. They're getting charges filed against them. They're going to lose their job, and you got a lawsuit on your hands. You can sue them. But what people do at the end of the day, they retaliate, and then they do more damage than they retaliate. They destroy stuff and all kinds of stuff. Oh, my goodness. Woman got mad at a girl and tried to get her through the drive-thru. That's a bad idea. Bad idea. There was one incident where a woman came at somebody in the drive-thru, tried to grab her, and the guy had a gun on her. And the driver had a gun on her. And she wanted to shot that woman, killed her. Now she's going to go to jail. And the other woman lost her life. Who wins in that one? Nobody. Nobody else won in that one. No, just better be patient about it. I remember Arsenio Hall was talking about how over in Russia when they first put McDonald's in Russia, and how somebody waited 15 hours for a milkshake and a hamburger. 15 hours waiting for when the first McDonald's over there. 15 hours for a hamburger and a milkshake, and you got people over here that will snap that they had to wait 30 minutes for food. 15 minutes for food, they snap. Going through the drive-thru, getting in fights with other drivers because they made a big order and their food's coming in. It takes time to process the order, but they're impatient. They're honking their horn at the other driver. And the minute you get out of your car, you start screaming. You don't know what that person in that car in front of you may have on them. You know where they might have came from. You don't know. Kind of asking for it. I'm gonna go to jail for some food. Now you're sitting up there in the holding cell when everything calms down, and you're in the holding cell, and that reality kicks in that you're not going home. You're not going to see your wife. You won't see your girlfriend. You won't see your mother or father or nobody. You won't see any of them. That you won't go home to your bed. You won't see your dog. You won't be to eat the food that you have in your refrigerator. You won't be to enjoy your video games or anything you bought. You ain't enjoying none of that. You are there now. And you're going to be there for a very long time. It's all gone. Most importantly, your life. Time that you had on this earth to do other things that were more important than being in that cell are now there in that cell. That is your time now. Over some stupid stuff, French fries and hamburgers. That's when the reality kicks in. I watch it happen a dozen times when people would be in the holding cell with us and that reality kick in where they feel like they messed everything up. I was getting married. I was going to do this. I had a baby on the way. I had plans to be seen for a job interview. This, that, and yeah, going. It ain't worth it. Do that whole count to 10 thing. It ain't worth it. If I ain't mess my food up, I just go across the street, get food. That's it. It's all over the place. It's all over the place. It's here, there, and everywhere. And a friend of mine was about to snap over some food. Like, look at you freaking idiot. A snap over some food. There's food right over there. Food here. Just get your money back. Let's go get some other food from someplace else. I don't want to hear that crap, but I want to eat here. What we want to hear is like, how many different locations are there McDonald's? They're all over the place. Let's go to that one if you want to eat McDonald's. Don't be an idiot at the end of the day. At that point, you want to act up and you want to carry on around me. You want to do that nonsense. I got two options out of this. You're my best friend at the end of the day. I'm going to knock you to freak out so I can drag you out the door with me and put you in the car. Or, bottom line, I'm going to walk away from you. You just face whatever crap's coming your way. But I'm not going to be accessory to that dumb nonsense. The last time I heard, those two came together. We're not doing that at the end of the day. We're not doing that. Forget that crap. Get it together. Got other places to go to. You want to wait for your money? I'll spend the money. You'll keep your butt out of trouble. You know, sit there and watch you eat your hamburger. Like, look at this idiot over here about to throw it all away for some hamburgers. About to throw it all away for some hamburgers. I'm going to tease you all day about that. Yeah, he was about to snap out freaking McDonald's. About to throw it all away for some freaking hamburger. His mom got beat the daylights out of him. Dominican, too. She lit him up. Like, you about to do what? What? All right, I'm done. I got my updates in. I have my updates in already started in. Boom. Get the blacklist. What we're going to put in there pretty soon. It's going to be absolutely epic. This is our blacklist demonstration. Boom, 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 boom. Now I go build my giant screen. I got plenty of time to go pick up whatever I need to get. I'm good to go. I'm done here. Kaboom. One more time with the boom. Kaboom. Taco. They were taking pictures of my bun buns. All up in the camera with my bun buns. Looking at my bun buns. Looking at my bun buns. My bun buns, Taco. Who's weird enough to be in there looking at somebody's bun buns? That's creepy. His followers are like that. His followers be looking at people with bun buns. We got people on his channel look at the bun buns. They love the bun buns. They look at the bun buns. All up in the bun buns. Say, hey, that's Mr. Bird's bun buns. Let's look at his bun buns. Taco, they're into the bun buns. All right, let me see. Oh, look at you. You got to do something today, too. We're going to pick up this. We got to finish this thing off today. Get it done. Get the screen finished. Put the Halo system in, the ultimate, most powerful screen paint on the face of the planet. I got to challenge. I got to go get whatchamacallit screen out here. What's that screen called? I think it's only gonna match that screen. All right, people, I got to go. I shall laugh about the bun some more later on. About how people were taking pictures of my buns. I guess it's supposed to embarrass me. That's how it's supposed to work. I don't know. I'm grown. I don't get bothered by that. I'm a mature adult. I'm not gonna say, oh my goodness, they got pictures of my buns online. Heaven to Betsy, I cannot go on with my life due to the fact they showed my buns. Why do I care? It's part of the human body. Like, who freaking cares? Like, how freaking immature are you jokers at the end of the day? Grow the freak up. The buns. Ooh, the buns. Oh, that's funny. I swear. Look, I don't get bothered by that stuff, but I tell you one thing. I can ruffle your feathers any day of the week. I just keep crushing y'all stuff every day. That's it. You can't back anything up. You can't take a company on. We develop stuff at an extremely high rate. You just can't keep up to us. You know, you gotta sink down to adolescent nonsense. That's just you. But for me, at the end of the day, well, we just keep crushing. That's what we do. Don't make anything else, by the way. Jamie and that's a joke for today. Don't make any more stuff. You're done. You're finished. Don't open up your website. You have your website. I will shut it down in no time at all. Don't do any of this. So he can't open up a website anyway. He's got enough problems on his hands. He got a lot of problems. He already opened the websites. Matter of fact, if I were him, he's going to try to stay off the radar as much as he possibly can. Right? No, don't make anything else. Don't do this. Don't do that. Don't. You make anything pops up on my radar, anything. If you any word you're making something, we'll get it down here and we'll destroy it. We'll be done with it. I'll take it not only on YouTube, but I'll take it out there in front of the masses. I'll take it at an expo and destroy your stuff. As far as I'm concerned, Mr. Rogers, you're out of business. You don't make anything else. I'll be challenging your company in court when the gain range showing that you did basically rip off the customer. So that's stuff you want. Government in the UK. That's based on it. No, I got to find new stuff to paint over. Oh, we got to expand the screen. Let me see. 5. Let me do the 5 from side, 5 from there. All right, I got to go. I got to do a pre-lit real quick before I can get what I got to get done.